Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 42 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's bi-weekly Nintendo podcast. I am your host, Brad Ellison. Joining me as always, my lovely co-hosts. First, we got Micah Moriarty. Micah, how are you?
I'm doing okay, Brad. Episode 42, I have to say to the audience, we got several comments about Constellation this week being episode 100. And they were like, oh, I thought they'd do something special. And it's like, I got to be honest, man, I completely spaced on that. It's just one of those things of we're really busy right now with the holiday prep and all. And I got the stand down pre-orders going.
Yes,
and I'm just like, there are all these people being like, oh, I thought they'd do something for it. And it's like, I didn't even realize we were there. So, my apologies.
Fear not,
I didn't
listeners.
plan anything.
I'm big into that kind of stuff. So if I'm running the show, we're going to do specials on all those numbers. 100, when we get to Summon Sign, when we get to Punching Up. I mean, I got a holiday special planned for Summon Sign, so we got you covered on all that kind of stuff. I know Colin doesn't like the holidays nearly as much.
No.
It's kind of a little Scrooge about it. But not me. We're going to have a good time with it, so we'll have fun. Gene, my friend, good to see you again. We were just on Summon Sign together, and now we're back.
That's right. Just had a nice long conversation about my journey through Persona 5 on Summon Sign. So I'll try not to talk too much about that, especially since it's only been one day and I haven't played that much of it. So, but yeah, it was nice to see people actually get excited for that because it's like, yeah, Persona fans are down for it. We talked for an hour. I did not realize it went on for that long. So go listen to Summon Sign and enjoy that if you're a Persona fan because I talk all about the differences between like Persona and Metaphor, we all do. So yeah,
yeah, really fun conversation. Always like talking about Persona 5. I always want to replay or play through Royal. I played like 20 hours of it and I just never finished it.
Oh,
I mean, I beat the base version of the game, but not Royal.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, yeah. Wow. Yeah,
but
cue the comments of everyone telling Brad to go play Royal because the ending is better or whatever.
I'm going to say this right now, everyone. Stand down, okay? I got enough humongous RPGs to play, all right?
There's a lot going on.
Exactly.
Like you commented on me yesterday, like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I'm also playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again for some reason. And it's like, yeah, dude, there's like so many games out right now. I'm trying to play Indiana Jones right now, which is also ridiculous. But I'm also trying to like enjoy my time.
I know.
With games right now, like. I don't know, but Brad, you probably have reviewed more games than I have over your years. It's definitely affected your enjoyment of how you enjoy games, huh?
Sure, to an extent, yeah. At least now, Gene, I'm not like on the clock where I'm like, oh, I got to beat this game.
That's true.
In a certain amount of time. I don't have to hit embargo or anything like that. So
yeah, but you've been on the clock for like years and years, like for a really long time, way longer than I have been.
Like
actually.
7 years, I want to say.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, everyone always asks if that destroys like your ability to enjoy a game like normally, and it kind of does. Actually,
it can. It for sure can.
Especially if I'm on the clock like I am right now, where it's like, yeah, I love to play Indiana Jones, but I'm just super not in the mood for it right now. I mean, we talked about mood yesterday about just being in the mood for certain types of games, and then review period comes, and it's like like if Elden Ring 2 came out today. I would not be in the mood for it. I'd be like, for fuck's sake, fucking Elden Ring. It is funny to see there was a new interview today by Miyazaki and headlines going around that they're not currently working on Elden Ring 2 and there are no plans for Elden Ring 2. And it's funny to see all the replies and comments and quote tweets basically say, oh yeah, totally. No, don't make Elden Ring 2.
Yeah.
Or thank God you're not making Elden Ring 2. Or yeah, like Shadow to Earthtree was enough. I think we're good for now.
We're good on that for now. From Software will never stop making dark fantasy RPGs though. Never. They'll never stop doing it. So fear not. You'll get a new coat of paint on it like we did with Dark Souls to Elden Ring. It'll be something new.
Yeah, nobody say, oh my God, I miss Dark Souls because we got like fucking 300 hours of basically Dark Souls in Elden Ring. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
we're good. Souls fans
I'm chill. Yeah,
have eaten good. We're cool.
yeah.
We're
I'm
chilling,
very
so.
content right now. I'm
But
great.
yeah, so that's it's a mood killer. When you're
Mhm.
really in the mood for something else, but then you got to play this game. That's probably good, but you're just not in the mood for it. So
I know. Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna finish Indiana Jones in time for the embargo.
yeah.
Basically,
Well,
because I feel like I'm not giving it a fair shot. So.
yeah. With me, when I reviewed games, I would always try to hit embargo, always, but
Mhm.
it was never like forced upon me, kind of thing like that. Like if you
No.
needed more time with the game, you got more time with the game, but I always did try to hit it, and I barely missed it. I think the only times I
Yeah.
miss it if I'd get the game 2 days before embargo or something like that, or it's just like I can't. There's no way I'm getting this.
Well, Indiana Jones just dropped on Friday, so we
Yeah.
have less than a week to play it.
Yeah, that's not a long time.
That's all. Yeah, that's not a long time at all, and it's I was about to talk about the game, but I can't. But yeah, it's that's not a lot of time for the game, honestly.
No.
So.
No. For games, yeah, I like to be able to sit on a game for a little bit after you beat it, think about it for a couple days, ideally.
Exactly. You want to be able to reflect on it a little bit. You don't want to just jump off the credits and start writing and start giving your thoughts or whatever. That's always. It's always interesting to hear the fresh thoughts, but that's like good for like a stream or whatever, But if you want to produce like an essay or a review around it, then you need to let those thoughts kind of settle.
Yeah, you gotta let it marinate for a little bit. Micah, did you ever review games on your old YouTube channel?
Oh, so I never got codes or anything. I was never like a professional about it, but I would always do impressions videos
nice.
of recent releases. So I would always do spoiler-free impressions, and I would throw in older games as well of like, hey, I'm late to the party on Witcher 2, but here's a spoiler-free overview of the game. But no, I never like got codes or anything like that.
Real quick, when you said impressions, my brain immediately thought, why is Micah doing impressions of video game characters on her YouTube channel? That's a unique angle that I never expected. And then she mentioned Witcher 3. I was like, oh yeah, Micah just doing Geralt impressions.
The worst Geralt you've ever heard. The worst Solid Snake you've ever heard.
Yeah, hi,
just
I'm Solid Snake, everybody.
I hide in a cardboard box.
Dandelion. Yeah, all that stuff.
Oh, dude, right? Yeah, no, that's a whole other avenue of content I never even considered. Poorly done impressions.
That actually be a great idea. Maybe that could be a Sacred Symbols Plus episode where Micah just does her impressions of iconic video game characters.
Actually,
look at me, I'm Snake. I have a box here.
It's on my list. I keep a running list of Constellation topics because I'll come up with an idea, but I might not be on the show for a couple of weeks, and I just write them down. But like top of my list is silly voices. Because Colin and I are constantly doing fun voices around the house, and I'm like, I'm curious who else does this. And like, it's like even when there's nobody else around, I'm talking to the dogs in a weird voice, talk to myself in a weird voice. I do this constantly.
Yeah, so do I. I do like sound effects, I've been told, and I don't even realize it. I'm like, whoop.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do stuff like that.
Exactly. Or like I drop something, I'm like, yeah, like, like I'm just constantly, like I'm constantly like, like, I'm just bebopping around the kitchen, like, I'm always doing sound effects.
Man,
well, I'll try and save that for when I'm on with you, Brad, so I know I'm not the only one there.
Oh yeah. You mean I'll do voices with you too, Micah. We gotta do those voices,
Absolutely.
Like you gotta have like two nerd voices. I got two right off the bat. You got this guy who talks like this the most. Oh, I love Super Metroid. So good.
Wow.
And also you got the nasally kind of nerd who likes waifu games.
That's pretty good.
Hyperdimension really Neptunia. So everyone practice at home.
Brad,
Practice at home.
You have been training for voice acting or whatever?
No. I just do goofy voices because it's fun. That's about all. Just like Micah. Well, unless Micah's doing voice acting that I don't know of.
Oh, I mean, that'd be a dream job, but no, it would never happen. But like that, like voice actors are some of my favorite people in the world. But no, that will never happen. But it's fun to terrorize my dogs with it.
That's true. You know what? We got to make a dream happen though for you, Micah. Somehow we got to get you on with the Game Grumps.
Oh my God!
We got to make that happen. If anyone's listening has contacts with those boys.
Oh my God, you'd be a great River City girl.
Yeah.
I promise I won't hurt them.
Yeah.
She
All
won't
right,
hurt
I
them.
promise.
Won't
Have
maybe
you played
not do
River-
anything
have you
weird.
played River City Girls? The Grumps are both in there, and they just released a DLC where
I played the
they
first
play,
one.
where they play Double Dragon, so you can
I
play it as Billy and
I played
Jimmy as Aaron and Dan.
I think I played that with Colin loves those beat 'em up games, and
Yeah.
I think I played that with him once. He really doesn't enjoy co-op, so our compromise is like I don't really enjoy those, but the compromise is that I'll play this with you if you'll let me play it with you. And he's like, all right. So we played like the TMNT beat 'em up, and I believe we also played the River
That's
City
cute.
Girls. I think this was a while ago. I think we played that together.
If it was like high school girls, then yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those things of like I was just delighted to be playing a co-op game. He
Actually,
really doesn't
you just
like
reminded me that River City Girls 2 just dropped DLC with the Double Dragon Boys as playable characters, and they are voiced by the Grumps, which is and they've
That's
been
funny.
voicing the Double Dragon characters in the River City Girls franchise, but the Billy and Jimmy were shopkeepers as opposed to like playable characters.
Interesting.
So you go in and Billy's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And it just sounds it's just fucking Aaron's voice, you know?
yeah. One of his many.
It's just Aaron and Dan's voice. They're not even like acting or trying at all, you know. It just sounds like fucking.
That's
Game
awesome.
Grumps.
Oh, dude, I gotta recommend it right now. All right, youtube.com/thegrumps, which is the channel where they just do like stuff in person. They did this one video where they ate like all the flavors of Oreos. I was laughing so hard, man. I was like gasping for air. Like it's incredible content. Incredible. All right. Two men eating
I gotta
Oreos
watch
until
that
they feel
stuff.
sick. It's so good.
The Grumps actually lost me once they started doing the Good Mythical Morning like variety show stuff, because I just wanted to watch them play Sonic games and laugh about it, you know.
I want all of it. I want to watch all of it, every single one,
Super
except for
fan.
Danganronpa.
I need to check that out though, because I have no doubt it's funny. So I apologize to Aaron and Dan if you guys listen at all. That'd be great if you do, but you know,
Danny and Arnold.
We probably talk about them more than any other podcast out there, right?
Probably.
We're like the number one
idea, right?
Game
Like,
Grumps fan podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we need to launch is the Game Grumps review, and every week we talk about what they're doing. Our reaction.
Don't put that out there. The audience, someone in the audience is gonna be like, "Oh, I like that idea. Put it in." I'm like, "No, we're not doing that." Maybe like a special episode, we would do something like that, but not weekly.
Hell yeah.
I won't allow it. God,
There's so much. It has to be weekly. There's far too much content, Brad. I already have to skip some. One of my friends,
true.
it's a really cool dude in our Discord who's also a Grumps fanatic, right? But he's like, I'm years behind. And I'm like, you just gotta skip it. Like, you gotta just get caught up with the current stuff. You can't be watching stuff from 3 years ago. You gotta be in this, you know?
Oops, I apologize for that.
Gene's watching YouTube or some shit.
No, my notification just popped off. I'm trying to turn them off. So,
Sure, some guy yelling or something.
Exactly. I'm getting like Twitch notifications and I swipe up and I go into, you know, the Twitch app is all fucked up now, you know?
Yeah.
So, like you just tap on anything and you just go into a stream, which is like fine, I guess. But like I want to see like who I'm following as opposed to like, you know, just it take up a whole screen or whatever.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I'm so out of the loop on Twitch. So I follow Brad and I follow Dustin, and that's it. But I don't know what the hell's going on in there. I get notifications that they're streaming, and I'm like, oh, how lovely, good boys. And then I don't know what the fuck is going on in there. You open up that app, and there's all sorts of strange people, and
True.
Yeah, Colin doesn't engage with Twitch at all either. So both of you, you got the Moriarty household is definitely not a Twitch live streaming household. That's for sure.
No, streaming is beyond me, honestly. Like I can't unless it's people I know. All right, but otherwise, it's like I don't know what the fuck is going on in here. It's too much.
But you've been streaming for a while, Brad, have you? Or
almost a year, yeah.
Almost a year. Well, you've been doing it in earnest now for a year. But
yeah, I mean, I did it when I was at Easy Allies and Game Trailers, though. But yeah. On my own for about a year.
Okay, yeah, but you did it for the Allies too.
Yeah, and at Game Trailers. Yeah. So a while, I guess, yes. Mm-hmm. The Game Grumps don't stream? None of them?
No, they don't. They don't at all.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they used to do...
they have a couple times, but they hate doing it. They famously streamed the end of Skyward Sword.
Right, and they used to have... They would sometimes stream like the Mario Maker episodes. Like they would sometimes stream those, I think. But because a lot of that was Ross too, when Ross was still with them, like more full-time-ish. before doing his own thing, and
Yeah, because
he would
Ross would
do
make
some
the
of the
Mario Maker
streams.
levels. That's right.
Right, and he would do the streams with them. Like Susie used to do some of that stuff with them too.
Mhm.
But I mean, she has her full-time store now. This isn't a Game Grumps podcast. I'm sorry, but she has her store, Psychic Circle Oddities. Go check that out. Support
Yeah.
Susie, aka Mortimer.
Yes, and also support us on patreon.com/laststandmedia. If you enjoy our content over there, we got this podcast, Punching Up, our Nintendo focused podcast. We got Sacred Symbols, our flagship PlayStation focused podcast. Defining Do Our Xbox, Summon Sign, my other podcast where we just talk about what we're playing, and Constellation, where we just talk about anything, any topic. And we always got Sacred Symbols Plus, a bunch of random stuff going up on there. Spoiler cast, a bunch of things like that. Colin's been doing some with, I saw he did some with like a obsolete PlayStation guy. He's doing like a book or something. And I think a spoiler cast just went up with Gene and like Hogue, and I don't know who else was on it. Maddie, I think, for Dragon Age, the Veil Guards. So if you're interested, please head on over there. Check it out. Support us. All right, guys. We're kind of warmed up already, but let's get more warm-up questions for the hell of it. This is from Loom Doom. Hey, Punchers. Here's a warm-up question. Since it was just Thanksgiving, let's say you were invited to Peach's castle during a similar Mushroom Kingdom holiday. During dinner, Peach brings you multiple plates of food. On these plates, you will find several delicacies, and you must decide whether to 1. Eat it, or 2. Toss it. Okay. Here's the first dish. Number 1. Buttered Koopa soup. Eat it or toss it.
Love it. Love turtles.
He's eaten. What about you, Micah?
I'll try it. I've never
Okay.
had turtle. I'll try it.
Okay.
I'm like Shredder. Ooh, turtle soup. You know, like-
Yeah. Yeah, I'd eat a Koopa, sure.
yeah.
But now we got number 2. Oven baked Yoshi. Eat it or toss it.
Oh, totally.
I'll eat it.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it depends on how I feel about Yoshi. Like if Yoshis are around, like I like if Yoshis are like dogs, then I won't eat a dog.
Yeah,
You know,
Yoshis are like dogs.
So
They're
then
like-
I'm good on I'll pass on the oven baked Yoshi then.
Okay, so Micah, you're saying you will eat a dog?
Well, okay, here's the thing though. The Koopas are all through, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. Koops was my best friend. All right. And I've just said I'd eat his
Sure.
ass. So yeah, I'll try some Yoshi.
Well, you don't got to eat Koops. You could just eat a nameless, maybe
But
like
this is what I'm
stray.
saying.
Let's say maybe a Koop on death row or something already. It's just like
Oh,
he's
so that's the Yoshi. He's also on death row. Like, is he
Yoshis
not?
don't go on
I
death
also
row.
Well,
had
Yoshis are like dogs and horses, but you can eat a horse, right?
people eat
Yeah.
horse.
People
That
you
whole
do eat horse.
scandal in Britain
It's
where they
it's
were
frowned
selling
upon.
horse. It was ground.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, it's ground beef." It was horse the whole time. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
eat it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can have a horse stew, and that could be pretty good. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on how I might view a Yoshi. But initially I went to dog, but they are kind of more like horses, and it's like okay, well,
They're a good
eat
dog
those.
horse. They're a dog
Yeah.
horse. Okay. Number 3 is Monty Mole Stew. Eat it or toss it.
Sounds delicious. Just
The
the stew
mole?
in general sounds good. So
Yeah. Sure.
Uh,
I'd try it.
and fuck Monty Mole. So I don't care.
He's cool looking, dude.
He's a
He's
cool
got
guy.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's sick. Micah, are you tossing that or eating it?
I'll eat it.
Okay.
It sounds,
I think we're just gonna eat
let me get
it.
a whiff. Let me get a
Yeah.
whiff of it. But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have a bite.
Okay. And finally, mashed Goomba.
That
Eat or
sounds
toss it.
awful. That sounds
That
terrible.
sounds like mashed potatoes to me. I'm eating that
I mean,
mashed
it
Goomba.
would, but potatoes aren't like a walking thing with eyeballs.
I know. Well, you take the eyeballs out.
Are they
Hmm.
are they not chestnuts? Right? Are they supposed to be chestnuts? Goombas.
I thought they were little
Because that would be
mushrooms or
delicious. I
Goombas?
believe.
No, they're mushrooms.
Yeah,
Were
Goombas
they?
are mushrooms. I
Right,
think
because
so.
the toads are mushrooms and they're completely different shape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but they're
what's
evil
funny
mushrooms.
is that the
They're
actual
formed.
instruction manual for Super Mario Bros. 1 actually explains the difference between toads and Goombas, which, if you can believe it, but there's an actual lore difference between that. But they are like kind of the same like race,
Oh.
or you know.
Yeah, here's the confusion. Okay. Goombas are mushroom-like, but the word comes from the Japanese word for chestnut.
Okay.
This is where the confusion, because I was like, there's something to do with chestnuts here, but right, the
Okay.
official word from Nintendo,
Hey, I learned
they are
something new.
mushroom-like, but
I
it's
did not know that.
because I was like, there's something I am remembering, But
I
you
thought
know
it was
that
just a normalized Italian slur that they just put into the game, and they're just like, "Fuck it, whatever."
Hey,
you know?
Goomba.
Hey, Goomba,
Yeah.
what's up, Goomba? You know?
I know they're wearing
What the
like
hell? I
grease
did not know it
little
was
t-shirts.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay, and also to be fair, mash Goomba. Yeah, I'm like saying like it walks around and has eyeballs. We do mash the shit out of fish and
Yeah.
just eat it as
Fish
tuna
paste.
and like just jam it into a can and just eat that like lovingly, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah.
Well, here
Actually,
I'm going to be
I
honest.
could go for a good Goomba roll, sushi roll right now. So,
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
Mushroom
thinking more
Kingdom
like
roll.
spring rolls.
yeah.
A spring roll.
Oh, a spring roll. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, here's the honesty. Genie could relate. Whatever Peach is making, I'm eating it.
I mean,
I'm not turning Peach into anything that Peach is bringing to the table.
Yeah. If she comes up to me and has a bowl of rice and she spray farts into it, I will still eat the bowl of rice.
Why did you go that far?
I don't know. That is actually something I've said about women in the past. It's never worked. By the way.
Spray fart?
Yeah,
Like
it's never
spray-
worked. Yeah, but I was like, you are so beautiful. You could spray fart into my bowl of rice right now, and I would still eat it. It's never worked.
The idea of a spray fart is just more heinous than a normal fart.
Yeah, it's not even just a normal
that
fart.
involves
It's
like moisture and
like it has to have like some particles that come out. You know.
oh, jeez. All right, that's on brand for us.
Oh, dude, real quick,
Yeah,
you want to see?
so
You
much
want to see a really?
for being less adult on Punch It Up. Sorry, Micah. Go
We're
ahead.
talking about farts, all right?
Yeah.
You want to see a really funny fart video? You got to go on YouTube. I think you got to type in "world's biggest fart." Is this really funny hippo video? He farts for like 30 seconds straight. It's hysterical.
That's
I
all.
showed
That's
it
a
to
hippo?
Colin last week.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a hippo at the zoo, and it's very comical. I watch it when I'm feeling sad.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've seen, I will never forget when I went to a zoo and like I think the first time I went to a zoo I just saw a rhinoceros or was it a hippo? I don't know, a fucking rhino like just shit, and it was just like it was amazing. It was just so much. I was
Wow.
yeah,
Nature.
I was like, how do you do that? You know?
Yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah.
All right. This is from Cameron. Hello, Punching Up crew. This is just a quick question for Gene. What do you think of the new Kendrick Lamar album? Any particular tracks you're really enjoying? Thanks for all the hours of entertainment you guys at LSM give us.
Thanks for the question. I know that for the past year I've been talking about Kendrick Lamar. I think I'm one of the first gaming personalities to really like catch on to the whole beef thing, like as it was starting early before it became like mainstream or whatever. But it's only because I actually just really like hip hop at all. I'm actually not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I think he's okay, and I always used to say, yeah, he's overrated. And then, but I think he's a lot better than Drake, and I like Drake a lot, and Drake's music has actually been like the soundtrack to much of my life, unfortunately. But he has been the soundtrack to much of my life, same as Kanye, But I was never really like a huge Drake fan. It's just that Drake is everywhere, and he has some good songs. I probably like more Drake songs than Kendrick songs, to be quite honest. But I do recognize Kendrick as a much better artist, and when the whole beef started, I was like, "Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for the downfall of Drake." Fuck that pedo, And then the whole beef thing happened, and I was like, "Oh man, Kendrick is really good, though," And then this album comes out, and I listen to it, and I'm like, I still want to go into it hating it or thinking that Kendrick's overrated. Like, okay, the beef's over. You're the king of rap right now. Congratulations, you beat Drake, which is not that hard. He was kind of a pussy. Let's see what you really got. I listened to this album, and it's like, damn, this is really good too. But I will say that I'm getting a little tired of it though. Some of the more hit songs like "Squabble Up" and "TV Off," I'm already getting kind of tired of them. They sound great, and they must have played great in clubs or whatever, but. Yeah, I'm just kind of bored of them. So, really, my favorite song is Luther, the tribute song to Luther Vandross, and the duet with SZA. And Kendrick and SZA just basically do a duet together, and they harmonize and everything. And the harmonies are beautiful, and Kendrick sings really nicely. So I think that's probably the best song that will probably just live on from, the hype of the album, basically.
Mike, any interest in this? Kendrick Lamar.
No, I've never heard any of his music. No,
Yeah, woke Lamau. Yeah.
I've never heard a single Kendrick song. I don't think, which is why it was so surprising to find out like Dustin was like a really big fan, because Dustin and I have bonded over like our love of Fall Out Boy and suchly other musics. But no, I haven't heard it. I'm very behind on new music though. The most recent new album I listened to was Eminem's new album, and otherwise, yeah, I'm just listening to very old music most of the time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Me
I mean
too.
Kendrick is, fairly old now too.
See, it's like
Which
if
credit to
if-
him that he's still putting out hit records now. So
I'm that zone where if it didn't come out when I was in high school, I'm not listening to it. Like if you're past 2011, it's over. It's over for you, man.
Kendrick was just starting out like 2009, 2010.
Wow.
But yeah, I feel that because you kind of drop out of keeping in with trends and popular stuff like once you leave high school or college. For me, I loved music. Music was my life. I love music way more than video games at a certain point in my life. But I just kind of it's hard to keep track of. There is a lot of music. Imagine it's hard to keep track of games in and of itself. Like Brad, I had to tell Brad about mouthwashing, Brad and Rick about mouthwashing the other day. And that's a viral hit, but they still hadn't really heard much about it. So. You think about, the barrier for entry for video games is lower than ever. And that's why there's so many fucking games and so many people making games. But the barrier for music is even way lower, where all three of us could easily just come out with not easily, but all three of us could just come out with a SoundCloud album. And it would just be part of that noise, So, like, oh, yeah, have you heard Micah's diss?
That's funny. I have a couple songs on SoundCloud from like 10 plus years ago.
No
I think
kidding.
they're still on there.
What kind of music?
I'm not going to tell you, but it's up there. Me and my brother did it together. But yeah, it's up there.
Brad the rapper?
No, it's not rap. No. No. None of that. All right, let's see here. This is from Cammy Black.
I'm really curious what music it was. It was like, were you DJs? Were you like the chain smokers? Like the
No.
chain smokers?
No. I guess you could say it's like synth pop kind of.
That's dope. That's awesome.
This is even better.
That actually makes me want to listen to it. That sounds awesome. Yeah.
You can find it out there. I won't tell you what it is though, but it's out there. This is from Cammy Black. Hello, uppers. This is a weird one. I'll preface this by saying I always thought Micah's takes were weird, but I'm from Scotland. It's cold here. The other night, I was in bed and I was freezing, so I went into the covers with my socks on. Fast forward 10 minutes, I'm now too hot. And Micah's voice popped in my head saying, remove the socks halfway. So I did, and I slept soundly. I hate to admit that having my socks half on / half off is the perfect amount of heat, but it was. Sadly, agreeing with Micah. Have a good show.
I like the idea of Micah just popping up in the clouds like Mufasa and just say, just wear your socks halfway.
And it works. It works.
So,
I usually.
So do you put it half? So this is like your foot, and here's like the ankle, right? So do you put it halfway through the foot, then?
Yeah.
Like,
so usually
the cloth resides like in like between the curve of the foot.
Exactly.
Okay.
The sock is bunched down to like the arch of your foot. However, my preferred way to sleep is one sock fully on, one foot bare. All right. But sometimes I put both socks on, I get in bed, and sometimes I just push them down halfway, and that's adequate. But I do prefer to just have one sock on, one foot out. But a lot of people are discovering, all right, this isn't the only person I've seen talk about this. People are discovering that socks half on, it's a move, and it works.
I feel like everyone around me is taking LSD or something, and they're just slipping out of reality. That's what it feels like to me. These freaks taking their socks off halfway or something like that.
And sleeping right next to Micah, like Winnie the Pooh style. Like, it's a terrible image, honestly.
Yeah, think about who you're taking this advice from, guys, all right?
Yeah.
Just imagine them laying in bed asleep. I don't even want to know what position Micah sleeps in. Probably like fucking bent or some shit, like an animatronic. Colin's sleeping probably like Winnie the Pooh with his thumb in his mouth or some shit.
You should see though how Colin's taken photos of like some of the weird ways I wake up, because like I go to sleep just like on my back, hands crossed usually, and I'm sleeping kind of almost like a mummy almost.
Oh,
and then
like,
I'll wake.
Like that?
Yeah, but so like down towards my elbows, like hands down,
Oh,
like my
you're
elbows,
Dracula or something. Yeah.
I often fall asleep like that. It's very cozy, but I'll wake up and like I have like an arm like way up behind my head, and like Colin will take pictures of me sometimes of how I wake up because I'm just all like,
yeah,
you just don't know what you're gonna get. But no, this is everyone try it at home. Are you having trouble sleeping at night? Hi, I'm Dr. Micah Moriarty, not a real doctor, and I suggest socks halfway. Try it.
Socks halfway, okay. But there's also the socks halfway and the one on method as well. We need a term for both of them.
Yeah, because it's up to your own sensory comfort. Like because sometimes socks halfway on just feels like your brain is just kind of like, I just gotta have one all the way off. Sometimes that just doesn't work for me. And then other days it's like, this is jamming. So yeah, you just gotta try them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you want to be a psychopath, you have multiple routes to go down. So think about it. And I'm very upset to hear about readers agreeing with Micah.
Brad, just try it once. I'll give you $5 to try it. I'll Venmo you $5.
I don't think I've ever been a point where I'm like, I need to take my socks off, or I need to put socks on when I'm in bed. I usually just have enough blankets or anything. I'm good to go.
Oh, I'm freezing to death every night, but then I wake up too hot. And then I gotta adjust the socks, Okay.
Do you have like nice pajamas, like nice warm pajamas?
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing good pajamas. Colin keeps the house so cold.
That's
so
true.
Cold.
He does. Yeah, he does. He's like Mr. Freeze or something. I don't know.
Really, he's gonna melt if the house is
he's like frosty.
Cold.
Yeah.
He's got this like fucking high power fan on. It's freezing.
Really? Wait,
there.
how cold does Colin like the house now?
Oh, I mean,
it's freezing now. So.
No, exactly. He'll leave the heat on 68 is our compromise. Like we can't go cooler than that. That's the compromise. But then he'll put on the fan, and it's one of those like blizzard fans, and it is just so cold. It's just blasting. He has it positioned at the head of the bed, so it's just blasting like right in our faces, and you just can't escape it. You can't escape. I'll have the blanket like pulled up to my ears. Like and I have an extra blanket on my side of the bed. I'm in my like long sleeve, long pant pajamas, socks on. Like it's just, yeah, it's a scene
Micah.
in there.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
When I visit you guys, I'm definitely not staying in your house then. That's for sure.
Please. No, you'll be very cold.
Yeah, it will be. It sounds like hell for sure.
Can't he just put the fan like on his side of the bed or something, and not at the foot of the bed?
No, it's on his nightstand.
Okay,
like 6 inches from his face,
dude.
But it's still all the air.
He just runs hot, I guess. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I did see him like sweat like a waterfall, like at the wedding.
The wedding. Oh my god.
Yeah. The wedding. It was hilarious. He was like Joel from the PC version of The Last of Us Part 1. It was just like comically like dripping, it was dripping down. You can hear like the drops of his sweat on like over your marriage vows. It was ridiculous.
That's awesome. Oh my god,
it was crazy. I was like, yo, it was fairly hot actually. So to be fair, and he wasn't in a suit, so I get that.
It was the hottest October 28th on record for the city, but fantastically, our photographer was a wizard. He wasn't sweaty at all in the photos because like she goes, I've done Florida weddings, I got this. You wouldn't even know it was hot out that
day.
That's
crazy.
Like, I was
yeah you're right that it doesn't reflect in the weddings in the photos, so that's why I sound like a crazy person. But you saw him, you kissed him, it
was
you felt how damp he
was. It was hot. My dress was really heavy. And even I was like, it's fucking hot out today. Yeah. Like it was, and of course we picked late October for a reason, thinking it'd be mild. We're like, it'll be nice and mild this time of year. And then it rolls around, it's 80 something degrees. It's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
this isn't October at all.
Yeah, that sucks ass. All right, guys, let's talk about some actual Nintendo news. So this, Colin actually posted this in our Punching Up chat. I saw. It is information saying all Switch online services to be suspended in 2026 in China. Sorry. This is via mynintendonews.com right here. Tencent recently announced that the Nintendo Switch eShop and all other online services for the Nintendo Switch will be suspended permanently in China starting from March 2026. Tencent Holdings distributes the Switch in mainland China after Nintendo partnered with them in 2019 to bring the hybrid handheld to the Chinese market. Per the announcement, the Chinese eShop will stop offering games on March 31st, 2026, and all other online services for the system, including code redemption and downloads, will be shut down on May 15th, 2026. Hey, that's my birthday, dude. This will only affect those customers who have purchased the official Chinese version of the Switch, and not those who obtained one from different regions. As the Switch is region-free, many in China have chosen to import systems from elsewhere so they can connect with Switches worldwide and gain access to a larger array of games than the selection available on the Chinese version. What do you think's going on here? They're just taking the Switch offline in China? Just cold turkey? Pulling the plug? I know there's things like World of Warcraft got shut down in China. I think it might still be shut down. I'm not quite sure, but it did at a point. And I guess it all has to do with deals with Tencent or something like that. I guess some deal is not going good, but this is big news for China. Like, can you imagine if it was here, they're just like, nah, I'm just going to shut that down. Sorry. I'm just like, wait, what? What about all my Switch stuff? But Gene, what do you think's going on here, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Nico Partners analyst, Daniel Ahmad. He's an expert in the Asian market, but he tweets so fucking much. Here you go. So he says, and I'm quoting him, China has a unique regulatory landscape when it comes to foreign companies operating within the country. Video games, for example, require government approval which before they can officially launch in the country, and for a Chinese entity to act as the operator of the game. So that's what Tencent was basically doing. The Chinese version of Switch is region unlocked when it comes to cartridge-based games. So they could just welcome to the import market, Chinese Switch players, basically.
Yeah.
It'll work, but game cartridges and already downloaded games will continue to work, but online services and new game downloads will not. So that's basically kind of the brunt of, or the bulk of how it'll affect Chinese folks. For me, the way I look at this is that it makes me worry about how Nintendo is going to deal. It's just another evidence of how Nintendo looks at online stuff, where it's just like, yeah, we'll just dump it all and move on. And that to me, I love Nintendo. I wear the hat. I'm on a Nintendo podcast. I'm probably the biggest Nintendo glazer out of all the platforms, but I think they're the worst in terms of preservation. Which is funny because they have the longest history and the longest legacy, but they are the ones who seem to care kind of the least, at least in terms of having their products available in perpetuity.
Yeah.
So this is just another more evidence of them kind of approaching the digital ownership that way, or digital products that way. So
yeah. Michael,
like for fuck's sake, we're still complaining about how Virtual Console is gone, and it's like,
yeah,
the reason why is because it hurt. Like it made me making Virtual Console sales not transferred over to the new generation, and them just ditching it altogether just made me lose a lot of faith in Nintendo, honestly. And they need to earn that back, and they're not doing that at all. So
Yeah, we're all very skeptical about Nintendo, particularly in the online front. Very much so.
Oh my god.
Man, Maiko, what do you think about all this craziness?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for those gamers. As you mentioned on a previous show, Brad, the inability to just purchase a la carte the games available on Nintendo Switch Online, for example, means that for these players, it's like, there's no way for you to access these then. Like, you can't just buy them digitally on the console. The only way is through the subscription service. So that's just a whole swath of things unavailable, and if that, it is this, as Gene said, if you don't bring forward, purchases, for example, digital purchases not moving forward, just bonehead decisions Nintendo's done before. This is for an entire country. And of course, I'm not going to speculate the political and whatever ramifications, any of that, why this is happening. But it just is. It's like, yeah, this is really shitty for the gamers there. And my actually funniest thing is just that they're getting so much notice. Like 2026, it's like, well, at least they're giving them a lot of time to be like, yo, play all the digital games you want, redeem all your codes right now. Because they're not saying it's going away, March 2025. I mean, that'd only be a couple months. It's like, yeah, till 2026. Well, get playing. All right, you get going on this. I'm just surprised they're getting so much notice, actually. So, Chinese gamers, get going. Here's your warning right now. Don't wait until it's too late and say, no, I never played random digital only game. Like, you got to get it, son. You got to go get those games.
Yeah, no, I never played Gunstar Heroes. No. Yeah, I don't even know what their online, like, NSO is over there, if it's the same or whatnot. I don't know if they can just have all the access to games. But yeah, you better start playing a lot of those retro games that are just going to disappear, I guess. So that sucks ass. But we'll see with whatever hardware they got coming as well. We'll see whatever changes that brings, or if this is just Nintendo backing out of China. I don't know, period. So
I can't imagine that they would back out of China.
It's a humongous market, and it'd be a bad idea, but
yeah, like I want to sell stuff to Chinese people. So I have to imagine that it would be a huge market for Nintendo, and it's probably just how China does business
their
and
government
games,
and stuff. Yeah,
and we see that PC has exploded. Obviously with the sale of Black Myth Wukong, everyone just bought that on PC over there. So
yeah, consoles are not nearly as popular in China.
No,
but now the console market is starting to blossom there. At least now they're starting to get in there. All right, guys. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete is out today. So I think it was 7 years ago, actually. Animal Crossing Pocket came out on mobile phones. I played it for a little bit, and it had like a subscription plan and stuff like that you could do and everything like that. But it's been a while, so they're finally shutting it down. It's been 7 years, but now they're doing an offline version of the game called Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete. So what it is it's just an original version of the game offline. You can transfer over things like your level, your bells, friendship levels, furniture, warehouse storage, campsite, and cabins. There's a lot of stuff here. So I'm just going to name it because I haven't played that much of it. So we're not going to know what a lot of this stuff is. Camper, current outfit, and saved outfits. Stuff like online play, leaf tickets, and Pocket Camp Club are all gone. So that must have been a premium currency that you could probably buy to speed up things or buy certain items. The new app uses leaf tokens. New items will continue to appear until September 2025. So here the thing about this is right now is it's $10 right now. But if you wait until after January 31st of next year, it's going to be $20.
Shit.
Yes. So it's half price right now.
Whoa.
So if you were curious about it, now was the time to strike. I'm probably going to get it just to get it and see what it's like now.
I'll get it because I actually have save data. So I just read that the save data would transfer over. That's great because I actually played a ton of Pocket Camp actually. Not a ton, maybe like a good 6 or 7 months, but it'd be sick to just revisit my old camp again and see my old buddies.
Yeah, I think they're adding like a new
$10.
A new location or something in the game too. But yeah, they'll be having like the events throughout the year, your holiday events and stuff like that, like whatever their Christmas thing is they have going on. Micah, also, I believe it every day at 7 p.m. This is for you. I believe you can watch KK Slider perform. So make sure to set your alarm, Micah, to head on over there and watch KK play. Because I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, that's a dog I would absolutely eat. All right.
Oh, come on, dude. Eat KK?
Filet of KK Slider.
You'll eat that one.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is the paw he played that horrible song with, Crunch. Yeah.
Man,
dude.
Out of all the horrible Animal Crossing villagers, you're going to eat KK? There's probably someone way worse.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When Pietro came to my village, I started like a pogrom against him immediately. I would dig
Pietro.
like holes outside of his house so he'd fall in them. All right, I bullied him until he left. I couldn't stand Pietro, and I do the same with other
It's the
villagers that I don't
clown
like.
guy.
I
The
fucking
clown
hate that guy. I
Horrifying.
hate him so much. I can't. I don't like him at all. And yeah, I immediately launched a campaign to get rid of him as soon as he showed up in my town.
Wait, I'm
Yeah.
confused about this guy. Is this guy an animal just dressed up as a clown, or is he like a weird clown animal?
He's a
clown
sheep,
dog.
right?
He's a
He's not a sheep.
Or maybe he's
I'm
like a
sorry.
ram or a sheep or something?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's got curly horns, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's kind of like a freak.
He sucks. All right, he sucks. And on the 3DS version, I think you still had. Did they still give us the pitfalls in like Animal Crossing?
I don't know.
On 3DS, I think you still had those. You could bury them outside people's houses; they just fall in them.
That's funny.
Regardless, I would just dig a bunch of holes around his house so you couldn't like go anywhere. And I hated that guy so much.
I just see a YouTube video when I search him, and it just says, the first video says, Pietro's dark past, crying emoji, everything you need to know. What has happened to this poor ram, goat thing, sheep man?
God,
He has like some trauma. Now he has to wear clown paint.
there's
poor
him,
Pietro.
and also I believe Roscoe the horse is the other one that
Roscoe.
scares me. And
Okay.
I will not allow him in my town either. I mean, thankfully there's so many like villagers that they, your
Oh.
odds of getting one might not be slim, but God, I hate that guy too.
Does he have like a leather jacket?
He's like, is he like a horse with red eyes?
Yeah.
Like, he's really,
He's
he's
got-
fucking terrifying. I don't even want
Okay.
to see him.
One outfit he has a leather jacket on. The other one he's wearing like a black or like a checker or a chessboard style shirt. It's like black and white.
Yeah. I can't stand him.
Roscoe. Okay.
Yeah, my this is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I stopped playing Animal Crossing New Horizons because I started to build like a bar, like a dive bar in my town. So it had billiards, it had arcade machines, and it was like real seedy looking. It had like a brick wall and everything like that. And for some reason, after I built that bar, my town got invaded by migrants of bird people.
Whoa.
My entire town is just flooded with just only bird people. I saw one bird person. I was like, oh, cool. Some diversity. Awesome. Welcome to the neighborhood. Right. And a second bird person came in. I was like, oh, a friend. Interesting. A third bird person came by it. And I was like, so there's a lot of bird people. And then eventually it was like 8 bird people. Just nothing but birds and me. The one white man. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it terrified me. So I tried to be racist towards everybody, but I got overwhelmed because how can I be racist when I'm the minority, right?
Right.
And so this is why Trump won. So okay.
That was you.
but it's true. Like I just had nothing but bird people, and I was like, "This is fucked." Like I don't know how to fix this. Like I don't want nothing but bird people on my fucking island. I'm not racist against bird people. I'm just like I don't know why I have nothing but bird people. Like different birds, right? But they're all birds.
There is an overabundance of birds, I feel, in Animal Crossing. I don't really like birds in real life. I love flamingos. They don't count. All right? They don't count. Those are animals, not birds. But no, I agree, Gene, that there's way too many fucking birds in Animal Crossing anyways. And then, yeah, sometimes it's like, okay, this one's cute. And then there's like 10 more birds show up. It's like, bro, like what is happening here? Give me a bunny or something. Yeah, throw me something.
I didn't know you guys are so bird racist about this kind of thing.
Pretty much.
Fucking hate birds,
Jeez.
dude. If I saw a bald eagle, walking down the street, I put him in a headlock and I'd flip him over.
Yeah, right. He would bite your elbow or
He
bite you
would.
immediately, like, get you
He
right
would,
away.
no. He'd be on my ass like grass, but I would try.
You know what? I hope in Pocket Camp you can like send your villagers to your friends' towns or something like that. Because I will 100% try to get Roscoe,
It's all bird
Pietro, Apollo the bald eagle. I would try to send them over. Yeah, what's your problem?
Well, no, I like him because he's like he has the vibe of like a racist old grandpa, so I like him. I like Apollo's fantastic. He has the vibe of he's an old man. That's why. Yeah, I don't. If you're old, you're okay. You can be anything and be old.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So it was like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino, your ideal man.
I mean, I've never seen it, but
Where he's like, get off of my lawn. Is that your ideal, man?
Oh, he's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked real good in that movie. Haven't seen it. I remember the trailer. Remember the commercials.
Okay.
But no, like, yeah, that's a good representation of an American man. Absolutely.
Okay. Listeners, let me know if we can find a way to bully Micah, her village, in Animal Crossing in some way. Guys, let's get into Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Let's do it.
I actually just bought it right now on the phone.
Okay, I'll buy it too.
Gene.
Let's get into it.
I mean, if it's really gonna be $20, I kind of don't want to play Animal Crossing, honestly. But if it's really gonna be $20, if they're gonna raise the cover charge to get me back into my fucking town that I built back in 2017, then yeah,
they got you, Gene. They got you. You weren't even gonna play it, but you're like, well, if I maybe want to play it later, it'll cost more. This is the scheme.
But I didn't buy an Alarmo. I didn't buy Alarmo though, so I'm still good.
No,
that's true.
No, I didn't buy Alarmo either.
Dude, my Alarmo is actually awesome. I'm so happy I bought that. Yeah, it's sick. It's cool, man. I actually like it. I just bought Animal Crossing as well, so we're in, Gene.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I might.
The thing about Alarmo is that, like, I would. My first thought was, I'll buy that when that's on sale, and then forgetting that it's Nintendo and it will never go on sale. You know?
Yeah,
so
it's not going on sale.
Yeah, so if I want it, I'm gonna have to pay $100 for it, like 5 years later. You know? So
yeah, it's sweet though, dude. I love it.
I'll buy it later someday.
See, Alarmo, I was heavily on the fence on, but I just bought this month a daylight alarm clock, and I'm loving it. But I'm just like, I truly have no use for Alarmo. Like, this is my alarm clock. I can't. I mean, I could put it in the guest room, but I already have 3 clocks in here, so it's just too many clocks. Yeah, I love clocks.
Okay,
they're all ticking at different rates. I fucking love clocks.
Yeah, you are a freak. Yeah, you're a clock like pervert or something. I don't know. Well, think about this. Like, you can get the Alarmo. Think of the potential of annoying Colin with this thing. Think of how good it would be. Mario, like, just went wahoo to wake him up or something. It'd be awesome.
So, I mean, I bought the daylight alarm clock because it's silent. Because I just like the sound. It's the sounds. Waking up to an alarm. The worst part is the sound, all right? And then the sound becomes PTSD, all right? Like my phone ringer goes off and it's the same as my alarm and I feel like crying. So I got this daylight alarm clock and it's silent. All it does is it slowly lights up like the sun and it wakes you up gently and gradually. It's fantastic. Okay. But I was like, the sound is the problem. Even I don't want to hear the Alarmo sounds. Even I will be upset.
You think that until you hear the Pikmin ones. Then you're like, oh, okay. Okay. And you see a little cute Pikmin walking around on your clock. You're like, oh, there he is. All it takes, Mike. I know if you'd see it in person, in action, you'd be in. And Gene, I know he will buy it.
Alarm.
Yeah, he will buy it eventually. So it's only a matter of time for Gene. All right. Also, guys, Tales series, the Tales of series, we are all fans of this series, is getting a 30th anniversary broadcast. The Japanese Tales Twitter or X account posted that they'll be having a 30th anniversary broadcast live stream. It takes place on December 16th and will celebrate 30 years of the series. This is the post from X. This is translated also from there. We will bring you a lot of information, including new plans for the 30th anniversary, the latest information on Tales, and merchandise information. Tales of Grace's F also remastered releases January 17th, 2025. So we'll probably see a little bit of that, which I'm going to skip because I beat the original. But do you guys think we'll see a brand new Tales game now? It's been a while since, what was the last one? Again,
Arise?
Arise, that's right, yeah. It's been a hot minute. I know they had DLC, but could get a new Tales game, brand new one. I imagine there's going to be another remake. Maybe Zillia or something, I'm going to guess. I don't know. What do you think we're going to see here, Micah?
I mean, I'll be really hoping for another game because I really enjoyed Berseria, really enjoyed Arise. I also played Tales of Grace's F, not looking to play it again. It was good, but I was telling Colin, like, it's a good game, but in the scale of the Tales games I have played, it definitely is like the bottom of the tier list for me so far.
Yep,
I
yep.
enjoyed the other ones much more. So I'm like, but yeah, I'll be hoping for a new game announcement because it's been several years since Arise. So that's what I am, not expecting, but
No.
hoping for.
Yeah. Don't expect, but hope. Yes. Because Tales of Arise was kind of like a big breakout for the series, I feel like. Obviously, Symphonia was a huge one back in the day, but I feel like Arise definitely got a lot more attention. It seemed like much more higher budget this time around as well, so I was very happy about that. So I don't know. Hopefully it's a brand new game. I would love to see that. But wait, Micah, have you played Vesperia?
No. So I
Okay.
have played Tales of Hearts R was my first one I ever played.
Right.
I bought
the
it
Vita
on
game?
sale.
Was it
Yeah,
Vita? Okay.
It was. I bought it on sale during the PlayStation summer sale. It was like $2. And
Nice.
I loved it. I do own a physical copy now. I
Ooh.
bought it when it started getting really rare. And then I played Tales of Grace's F. I do own that physical as well. And then I played Berseria when it first came out and Arise. I haven't yet gone back to some of the other ones. I do own, it's in the pile. I own one of them on 360. I randomly found it
Vesperia.
used complete, like manual and everything at GameStop. And I was like, I can't leave this behind. But I have not yet gone back to the older titles.
Okay.
But I love these games. Those 4 that I've played, even including Grace's, they're fantastic games, really exceptional. And I just really jive with like the formula of those. So yeah, I'm really stoked on the series still. And I should go back and play some of the older ones. It's just, there's so much to play.
I know.
You
There's
guys
just too
know.
much to play. Yeah. There's too much stuff. But yeah, if you ever play Vesperia, that's my favorite Tales game. But they did do like a re-release of it with more content because it in Japan they got it on PS3 with like a new character and all that's like a party member. We never got it till much later. But the English voice cast in the original one was good. That was the first time I ever heard Troy Baker actually was in Tales of Vesperia. He was the main character in it, Yuri. But in the re-release of it, he's still in parts of it, but the new content is just a different voice actor, and it's very bizarre and jarring, and I hate it. I wish it didn't happen. So I will play that game in Japanese next time I play it. But it's weird. But Gene, what are you thinking about this? What do you expect?
No Tales experience.
Oh,
That's
really?
something.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh, I did play like maybe like 3 hours of Tales of Vesperia. Because I've been interested in it. I've always, it's a Japanese RPG. Of course, I'm interested in it, but I just haven't gotten into it. So
Okay.
I have a follower who's a huge like Romancing Saga nerd, and he's constantly badgering me to play Romancing Saga too. So Tales and Saga series are both games, are both series that I need to discover someday. I'm still barely getting to Persona. I never played Persona 3 ever, so I actually bought it. Persona 3 on PS4. So I'm gonna.
Reload?
Yeah, Reload.
Oh, which one? Oh,
Reload,
wait, you bought it on PS4?
Yeah, because I buy the PS4. I buy the PS4 disc because it works on both PS4 and PS5.
Oh, okay.
I'll get the PS5 version anyways with the PS4 disc.
Okay, I see. Gotcha.
So that's why when I buy it on physical, I'm not gonna get the PS5 version, the one that only works on one kind of console.
Okay.
For me, for physical preservation, I'll get the PS4 version. Like I only have the PS4 version of God of War Ragnarok 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Horizon Forbidden West is different because that one has the DLC that's PS5 only. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that. But like Yakuza series, all PS4 only. So.
I didn't know that.
I mean, you keep making out. They keep making PS4 games. I'll keep buying them.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then when you buy them, you get the PS5 version for free. So like one of my, you pay less and you get it on disc.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, smart.
Yeah, I got Metaphor on Japanese because the only version that's on PS4 is the Japanese or the Asian version too. So. I bought Metaphor PS4 Japanese too. I bought it on PS5 too because I love Metaphor. So
yeah. You have it on Xbox as well, don't you?
They sent it. They sent me the collector's edition on Xbox.
Nice.
At least, so
yeah, nice.
I got that one.
That's sick. Awesome.
So yeah, I basically have every version of Metaphor you can buy. So
that was me with like Dark Souls. I had it on every single platform.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, I have Dark Souls on Switch, PS3, PS4, Xbox for some reason. On PC,
me too.
of course.
Xbox One, yeah. Wild times. But yeah, hopefully we get something cool out of this Tales thing. I do like Tales games a lot, so I'm always down for a new Tales game, especially if it's a brand new one. That'd be amazing.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Vesperia. I'd like to go back to that. I
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
on Switch. So
Great game.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is on Switch. I forgot they put it there as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, let's talk about what we've been playing. Me and Gene did a lot of this on Summon Science. If you want super in-depth stuff, you can listen to that there. But Micah, let's start with you. What have you been playing?
Yes.
What's going on?
So I am still working on Dragon Quest III HD Remake. I'm having fun with it. I think, 17 hours in.
Ooh.
But as I was talking to Dustin's wife, Holly, last night, I had told her I bumped the difficulty down to easy just because I'm starting to get bored.
Sure.
I like the game a lot. But as we mentioned on previous episodes, there's not much story here. There are some cool threads that happen in some of the areas that you visit. There are some cool little sub stories, but they are just open and shut cases like very quickly, and it's done. And then the overall story is still it's just very sparse. It's not a game meant to have a ton of story. So I'm enjoying it. But what happened, the reason why I bumped the difficulty down was I am following loosely a guide just so I don't go to a place that's too high level for me. So, because the game just opens up and just tells you, go explore and find these items. And so the guide is just like a structure of which ones to do in order so that you're not completely like blown out of the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go to do this one boss fight, and I am the recommended level according to the guide, and I'm still just getting destroyed. And I was like, all right, I'll level up some more. I spend like 2 hours leveling up, and I'm over leveled according to the guide. And I still am just getting like annihilated by this guy. Like, I'm using the right elemental attacks. I'm doing like all the right things, but my guys just still don't have enough health to withstand some of his attacks. Like, he just like one shot kills some of us. And in my head, I was just like, I spent 2 hours grinding levels. It still wasn't enough. And I have probably like 6 more of these bosses to do in my head of like, I don't want to do this. Like if I have to grind like 4 hours per boss, I'm enjoying the game enough to play it for like 40 hours. I'm not enjoying it enough to play for 40 more hours, right? So I bumped it down to easy. I'm still enjoying the fights, because part of it, talking to Colin as well, the combat is very simple. That's not a bad thing. But when you don't have elements like Dragon Quest VIII had, where you kind of like defer your turn to power up, when you don't have stuff like that to sort of add a little more depth, the battles they get a little bit stale. There's a great enemy variety, and they have a great variety of like what elements they're weak to, strong against. Like you have to put thought into it. But I'm still just slowly losing interest. And this first boss fight is what really drove it home, because I really just said, if I have to grind for 3 hours per boss, I simply don't want to do it. It's not that the game's too difficult. I'm just getting bored. And there's not enough side like missions, for example. It's not Xenoblade Chronicles where, oh, I'm under leveled, let me go do 20 side missions and come back. It's not how it works. So the way to level up is to go out, do battles, and it's just getting a little stale. So I bumped it down to easy. It's just much quicker now to get through fights. Still having fun, but because I had to really wrestle with it. Like, I don't typically like playing games on easy, but this is simply because of boredom, not because of challenge. And now I'm thinking I'm going to actually beat the game versus shelving it for a bit. So it's the right call for me, because I really am I'm feeling it, but not that much.
No, yeah, I totally understand that, Mike. It makes 100% sense to me. So I'm glad you're sticking with it, though. That's great. I can't wait to come back to that game someday. Damn it.
I do really like it. But it's like I just bought Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for 3DS. I bought Balatro for Switch. It's like I got a stack of other things I want to play. And that was part of it. It's like I do want to see this story through to the end, but I don't want to spend 60 hours doing it. Right. So I'm hoping I can breeze through the rest of it just to see it through, and then move on to greener pastures.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, great. Anything else you've been playing, or just Dragon Quest?
No, just this right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to just mainline it is to get it out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
Because I
get
don't
it.
want to be disrespectful. I know people, I'm enjoying it. It's just that this style of game with a sparse story and very simple gameplay, to me, this would be the perfect 25-hour experience. According to how long to beat, it's like 50 hours. And I'm like, it's too much. It's too much, baby. It's too much, you know?
It is
So
the first big JRPG ever made,
yeah.
basically. So
Yeah, I respect it for what it is, and I understand why people like Brad saying like it's comfort food. Like I totally get it, but it's not for me on that level. I'm like, you could have
bumping it
wrapped
down
this
to easy
story
is a
in.
mood. Is a mood
Yeah.
for
That's
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you could have wrapped up this in 15 hours, and I would have been like, that was excellent.
Yeah.
But
No, I
picturing
mean, because
myself
it's
playing,
not skill based. It's not skill based at all. Well, I mean, it's not skill based at all. Like you do have to make decisions and everything. But if you're just grinding, like grinding is not skill based, right?
no,
Like maybe if you want to challenge, then bump it back up to normal when you're in a dungeon or at a boss. But after you've done your grinding, because you still need to grind. This is still Dragon Quest, so
exactly.
like it's a requirement. So
Yeah, and I really do enjoy story focused games for the most part, or it's got to have really varied gameplay to hold my interest, you know? So like playing the Zelda games recently, no, they're not chock full of story, but each dungeon having a different mechanic, for example, a variety of puzzles, that held my interest completely. Just because it was so diverse in there once you actually get playing. But yeah, I like it, but just not maybe 60 hours worth of it.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough.
No,
Cool.
I can't wait to get back to either.
Yeah, I know, too.
And
But,
it's gorgeous too.
Yeah.
Like I love looking at it. I love my little characters and changing their classes and seeing their new outfits. Like it looks fantastic. It's a really well done remake. I don't want to knock on the game. I'm simply just feeling like in terms of the way I enjoy games, it's just it's going to overstay its welcome if I don't just bump it down to easy and get through it. It's going to get to that point for me.
It's doing the Dragon Quest thing, you know. That's expected. So, and you're expected to probably drop it down, and you did. So that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Gene. Like I said earlier, we had an in-depth conversation about what we're playing. We can keep it pretty light, but if you want to talk about what you've been playing.
Yeah. Well, Persona 5 again, obviously. I have been playing Persona 5 Royal on the Switch. I never finished Persona 5 Vanilla. I am in the second to last palace of the original game, I believe. No spoilers in this one. If you want a little bit more spoilery talk, then you can check out again Summon Sign today or earlier this week. But I'm still basically where I was yesterday as we spoke. But I did get to the end of that palace,
Okay.
so I'm actually right at the cusp of being able to fight the boss or whatever in that palace, and then I would be solidly in endgame, the endgame months. So I'm basically in November, like mid-November, which is so funny because Metaphor is a much shorter game in terms of the calendar, right?
Yeah.
Because Metaphor ends way earlier than I think Persona seems to be ending. Yeah, I'm still having a great time. Again, to the point where it is distracting me from playing Indiana Jones. I've decided I'm just not going to finish Indiana Jones by the embargo.
Sure.
So just straight up, go have fun. If you like Indiana Jones, then you like it. But so Persona 5, I'm just really dedicated to that's why I'm not playing Dragon Quest either. I really want to play Dragon Quest, but like after Metaphor, I'm just in that Atlas mood. That Katsura Hashino Shogi Meguro mood. I want all of it. So
yeah,
just been gorging. That's why I got Persona 3 Reload on PS4, PS5, because I'm like, I never played Persona 3, and I wanted to check out Persona 3 Portable on Switch, so I actually just bought that one on cartridge too. But then I realized I think it might be better if I just play the new remake Reload version, the one with the spicier graphics
I think so.
Yeah, like I'm in the mood for that right now. The visual novel approach of Persona 3 Portable sounds attractive actually and interesting. And honestly, like you kind of do that in Persona 5, where it's like I'm just zipping from district to district, and knocking out confidants and dates and hangouts and everything like that. So functionally, the game does become kind of like a visual novel, except that you're walking around. But honestly, there's a lot of value in feeling like you're walking around in a video game. You know? That's
play Reload.
Yeah. We're playing a video game, so it does feel a little bit deeper and a little bit more involved as you walk around. So I'm really excited to jump into Reload. I don't know when I'm going to get to Reload.
Yeah,
because I feel like I might be my cup is full for Atlas at the moment. Lord knows I want to play Persona 4 because I never played Persona 4 Golden at all.
Okay.
I only play Persona 4 base, so I don't. So just like you, I don't know. I have no idea what's waiting for me at the end of Golden. And shockingly, I did not know what to expect at the end of Persona 5 either. I'm surprised at how little the game was not spoiled for me.
That's good.
To the point where the last teammate was like, "Oh, I did not know that you would join." That's interesting. So that's been fun. I also started, and this is the releasing on December 5th, but I'm not going to review this, but I also got a code for Fantasian Neo Dimension.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Nice.
I played a little bit of it on Apple Arcade. Really enjoyed the battle system. It's very it's not card based, but very very turn based, and has a lot to do with positioning and rows and stuff like that. But I played a little bit, but I don't want to play a video game, a Hironobu Sakaguchi game on an iPhone.
Oh yeah, I did not either.
You should play it on a Nintendo or a PlayStation at the very least. So I've been playing that on the Switch as well. Man, when you see the credits, the intro credits for Fantasia, and you see story and production by Hironobu Sakaguchi, music by Nobuo Uematsu. Hits you right there.
Oh yeah,
like these fucking guys are still doing it. You know, it's like seeing Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, and they're like, oh shit, they're still cooking. Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's gonna warm your heart if you're a huge Final Fantasy fan. It actually kind of starts out kind of like Final Fantasy VII. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But again, I gotta finish Persona 5. Persona 5 is I don't care about Indiana Jones or anything. Like if Elden Ring 2 came out, I would still want to play Persona 5 first.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's a good mindset to be in. Just finish what you're working on.
It's just I'm so close, so I need to finish it. I can't back out. And the fact that I'm really hooked on the story, like in the middle, when I dropped out, I was like, okay, I think I can leave the story at a good place right now. But right now, I'm not at a good place. I need to finish the story. I need to see it through. So I'm really excited to do that.
Yeah.
Damn. What else I've been playing? Today and yesterday was the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. So I have been playing a ton of PlayStation classics. We talked about it on Summon Sign a bit too. But I just loaded up my PS5 Pro with Jet Moto, Parappa the Rapper, Wipeout games, all of that good stuff. Especially since I got the controller handy, just really immerse myself in the PlayStation experience. Do you guys see the pictures Colin posted of him playing PlayStation?
I did. It was very funny.
Incredible stuff. Wow, like his room. He already has shelves for his action figures.
Yeah,
he was like fucking what 9 or 10. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you look at behind Micah right now, like it's still going on,
Yeah.
So, although I don't, there's a lot of Dragon Ball and
those are not Colin figures.
Those are not Collins, right?
No, the video game stuff that I do have is like my Gears of War figures. I have the little ghost from Destiny. But no, this is mostly Naruto, Dragon Ball. My Claptrap collection is Claptrap collection is mostly in the closet. That's like the bulk of my video game stuff is my Claptrap obsession.
I even see Mr. Satan's like afro back there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's there. Captain Ginyu's there. Everybody.
Yeah, Kakashi.
There.
A couple Kakashis, it looks like. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Kakashi.
Yeah, I've just been enjoying the PlayStation experience. I think I want to. I think I haven't played much of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, but
oh sure, yeah.
I want to boot that up. Because that is one of the more exciting games of the year, and I'm in an anime mood. Persona has got me in that mood for just more anime like storytelling, and why not go back to Dragon Ball? But I don't know. There's just so much to play right now. I'm actually a little overwhelmed with games right now, and it's why I'm not going to the Game Awards. I'm just so busy with work and playing games. I'd rather finish Persona 5 than go to the Game Awards at this point.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes you
I'd
just
rather
want to
finish
stay
Persona
home.
5 and get laid at this point. Like I need to finish. I need to finish this game.
Yeah, you'll get it done.
Yeah.
You're doing work, so you'll be done probably pretty soon, I imagine.
I think so. I think I'll finish it by this week for sure. So and I don't know. Maybe we can have a Persona 5 spoiler cast. Strike while the iron is frozen cold.
Yeah, frozen cold.
yeah,
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time for me.
I'd need a refresher, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You played it too, Micah, huh? Did you beat it too?
Oh yeah. I beat the original game. When Royal
Oh.
came out, it was just like, I love Persona 5, but I played it for 100 hours already. I just don't think I...
Asking you to play the same 100-hour experience again, but with like way better stuff at the end of it, is asking a lot from people.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like people, I'm thrilled for everyone who wanted to play both, but it's like the only game on that scale that I've played more than once is Witcher 3. Only because there's something about Witcher 3 that I just lose my fucking mind, and I could spend 500 more hours there. All right.
Yeah.
But that's the only... I'm not someone who typically goes and replays games very often. Like Colin being like, oh, I'm going to replay Final Fantasy VII Remake before Rebirth comes out. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, you just fucking played it. But my brain just doesn't work like that. I'm like, you just saw it. And it might have been 10 years ago, but my brain's like, you just fucking saw it. So
that's a long time ago. Remake was a long time ago too. But yeah, Witcher 3 is another. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Witcher 3 because that's a game that I played it a second time and I was like, I'm not playing this a third time. Probably ever.
I started a third playthrough. I think I only got halfway through it before I moved.
I think I did start to play a third playthrough through, and I stopped halfway too. So
that's actually, you can't see the top of the shelf. I have Geralt in the bathtub figurine.
Ooh,
that
one.
like one of my YouTube subscribers had sent me that. And then I also have like my Leshen statue up there as well. That's like my prized possession. But yeah, no, in terms of like replaying long games like that again, it's just because sometimes I want to go back to like Tales of Berseria, for example.
Yeah.
But I just am like, man, it's just a long game. It's a long game, and my... I don't know, my memory of it is still pretty fresh, it feels. I'm like, I just don't know.
Yeah, I booted up Xenoblade Chronicles 3 again because I was like, yeah, I should play this game. I should play New Game Plus. And I'm already level 99 in every single character, so it'd be a breezy playthrough. But still, I'm like, but there's still so much to do in that game.
Yeah.
And Metaphor, if they ever do a Metaphor Refantasio King's Edition or whatever.
They will, yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to play that, actually. Like, which is, but maybe I will, depending on what they add. But I think that's the threat of that happening is the thing that's stopping me from just replaying Metaphor right now. Which is why, I'd rather if I want to replay an Atlas experience right now, and I'm still in the Atlas mode. That's why I'm in Persona 5 mode right now, because it's like I instead of wasting the energy to replay Metaphor, I should spend that energy on Persona 5.
Sure.
Actually accomplish something in my life. So,
well, you'll probably have like 4 years till that the other version comes out of Metaphor.
That's true. Metaphor was so huge.
3 or 4
took a while.
Yeah.
Because Royal took a while too. It was like 3 years, right? So
yeah, 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I will say that my attributes for Royal are kind of, so everything's maxed out except for Guts, which is at 4, and Kindness, which is only at 3. Because I did not know that you can just water the plant like whenever, and that will help you raise your kindness. So I'm like I'm kind of kind, but I'm a little worried that I might finish the game with some kindness left over. But again, as I was saying on Summon Site, that makes the replay value of Persona 5 interesting, because like once you just clear the board of having to do any of the attributes, raising those and studying and getting the fucking exam questions right and everything like that, and wasting time eating Big Bang Burger to get your guts up or whatever, and then you can spend all that time, with the relationships and getting those back up again. So I feel like it'll be so much easier to actually just max out every confidant level as you can in the second run. So I'm really excited for that. I kind of want to do that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I talked about Epic Mickey on Summon Sign. I haven't played more since then, so I won't talk about it. But last week I beat Pokemon Emerald, so that's another one in the books. Tonight I'm going to do the post game stuff. There's a couple legendaries to get, and one final secret boss. So I will do that tonight. So it's on the menu. I've been slowly playing through Infinite Wealth still. Gene, I'm a little past like the first like dungeon, like the deep dungeon you do, where you can go down like multiple floors, you can rescue people.
The mementos.
The mementos of it. Yeah, I'm a little past that, I think, like that. But I think I'm like 9 hours into the game now or something like that. So really slowly chipping away at it. But I mean, it's great. It's a really good game. Yeah. I'm just not getting that feeling of like, I gotta play kind of thing.
Sure, the story doesn't really kind of grab you right away. It is kind of a slow burn.
It's a slower burn for sure, and I'm okay with that
because you're in Hawaii, and like part of the thing is that you're kind of wondering what the fuck to do in Hawaii, right? And so there's a lot of that lollygagging. Have you hit the Dodonko Island?
Yes, I did do that. I did that island, and I was like. First of all, they like make you stay there for a little while to like do a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh shit, I can't leave.
Dodonko Island is not optional. You have to fucking like learn how to play that game.
Yeah, I was like, oh god. But it seems really cool, and I think it's awesome. But I'm like, I'm not doing this right now. I can't do this right now. This is too much. Like, I've gotten sucked into so many like mini games and Yakuza things. Like I did in Zero, I got obsessed with like the pocket racer thing. I went ape shit on that. Like a Dragon, the finance stuff. I went crazy in. It's like the real estate. Like I get sucked in way too hard in that stuff, and I just gotta like, no. This time we're gonna try to do some mainline and some side quests. And that's about it. I think
that's smart because I think Dodonko Island is actually the best mini game ever. Because
it's crazy. It's like a huge survival crafting game. It's wild.
It's half survival crafting and Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
very much so, right?
Yeah, making furniture and like putting it out there. Yeah, clearing trash.
30 hours playing that game, and I maxed everything out. It's his own game. It's fucking crazy,
insane. It's insane. Yeah, that game's crazy, dude.
I did not play Dodonko Island until after I finished the main quest for sure, because I was like, fuck that shit. Like as I was understanding his rules, I was like, this is way deeper than I need to know right now. When the fuck can I get off this island so I can like get away from this shit right now?
Yeah, I like, dude. Anyone that played Infinite Wealth and loved it, but complained about mini games and Rebirth, I don't want to hear shit from you ever. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about Rebirth having too many mini games. Infinite Wealth like shoves it down your throat constantly.
Infinite Wealth forces you to play the mini games. You several of them, not even like some of them, or like one of them. The Dodonko Island is not unique. You have to play the fucking Pokemon Snap game. You have to. There's just so many fucking.
Yeah, there's the
games.
Pokemon stuff in the game. Like you get these bums off the street. They have like a Pokemon team and they fight. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, you actually use homeless people as Pokemon.
Yeah. Like it's all really cool and good, but it's just like too much for me right now. But it's awesome. All that stuff is super good.
Yeah.
So it's a wild game. It's an awesome game.
Is actually kind of like quietly actually my game of the year too, because I really cared about my house. My house is all made up. Like I have a study area, I have the entertainment area, and like my like the second floor has a bathtub, and then like. It's insane. I have different districts in the game. So like there's a CD district, and that's where like all the hostess bars and like brothels are at. So I actually got to live out my dream of having a red light district on Animal Crossing, but in Yakuza. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
My friend Roombi, she's a streamer and she loves Yakuza too, and she streamed Infinite Wealth for like 100 some hours, and like 10 episodes in between is like just Dodonko Island stuff.
I could see it.
She just never left the island, and she just kept doing it until it was over. And then she's like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll play the rest of the game."
Yeah, if you're looking for bang for your buck, Infinite Wealth is a good option.
Is
really good option.
It literally has the most video game.
It is 100% a video game. It's great.
It has a complete Virtual Fighter 5
I know. It's crazy.
Every game has that. It's insane.
I know. Yeah, that series is ridiculous. And it's so good.
Dude, because Gene, I can't. Is it Zero that has the one where it's the mini game of the women wrestling dressed as bugs?
Oh yeah,
And
that
it's
one too, yeah.
and it's based. Is it rock paper scissors?
Yep.
That's like the base of the game. But like, I got so obsessed with that, and I'm like, this is weird as hell, but I'm loving it.
That's
right
what
now.
happens. That's what
It
happens.
does, like the hostess club. You walk in, they're like, Shima-san. I'm like, yeah,
It's so
hello,
good.
ladies. Let's have a good night. Like, oh my God, I got so obsessed with my little hostess club. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Mike, it's bullshit because you're playing as Ichiban and he's like, oh, when he like sees this stuff, and that gets me hyped to do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, also. So it's ridiculous.
He's like a billionaire in the side business, and then like
Yes.
the regular game comes out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so fucking poor." Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
That's
It
money.
reminds me of again. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and it reminds me of like everyone at fucking camp at Red Dead Redemption 2 say, "Arthur, we got no money," and I'm like, "I got $10,000 in my fucking in my pocket right now. I'm dropping $100 every day, and you're still bitching about having no money. Fuck this game."
Yeah. Giving $100 a day in like, what is it, the late 1800s and stuff? And
Yeah.
the time period, it's like,
Like
fuck you, dude.
$1,000.
Fuck you,
I'm
Dutch.
like Elon Musk of like the 1800s, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Calm
he's
down,
like,
guys.
Arthur, we need more money. Still, it's like every day.
Arthur, and I was like, Dutch, I got it all already. We don't need to do any of this, Dutch.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know, Dutch. I don't like it. More
I know
Driscolls.
the game
damn
is
all
just like, you
Driscolls
weren't supposed to have all this.
The old Driscolls. Great game though. I love. I
yeah.
talk shit about Red Dead 2 all the time, but like honestly, as
It's
I'm
so
playing, I was like, honestly, this is a special game.
Yeah, it's
there is
so
no-
good.
Dude,
It is
There's
aged
amazing.
so well.
Yeah.
So good.
the best thing to do is you kill somebody and steal their hat. That was always
Oh.
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Crazy
That's
amount
like
of
a-
interaction in the game.
That's like an
Yeah,
extra level of rubbing salt in the wound. Not only did you end their life, Micah, but you took their hat. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes they would have an ugly hat and I wouldn't want it, but you
Oh,
kill some
damn.
guy and it's like, that's a sweet hat and take it. You don't check the saddlebags though. The horse like always kicked me every time. So I gave up on doing that. I just wanted the hats.
That's funny. All right, guys. Next topic. There was a leaked Lego James Bond game that got leaked on like YouTube a little while ago. Now, I posted a link and it worked yesterday, and I just checked it during the show. It's been taken down now.
Ooh.
So
for
I
him.
watched some of it, but yeah, it was a Lego James Bond game. It looked kind of fun. It was a pitch for a standalone Lego Bond game made by TT Games, who've made a bunch of the other Lego games.
Okay.
The Lego group didn't feel the IP was suitable as a Lego game, so it got scrapped.
That's
Sadly,
bullshit.
because
That's
that could have been
garbage.
probably
I
pretty
mean,
fun.
Yeah, you got Pirates of the Caribbean. You got Lego Indiana Jones. All right. They have been able to make those franchises, kid friendly. You could do James Bond because the thing is, you lean into the campy aspect of it. I'm not saying Lego James Bond is out, banging the other Legos, but you make it campy. You just dial it up the same way that you do it like a DC Lego game, and you just really ratchet up the antics. All right. Oh, the Joker, he's not scary. He's funny. I mean, just give it that treatment. Like, that's absurd to say, like, oh, this isn't for us. Like, that's crazy talk. That's crazy.
It annoys me because you are right. It's like they went as so far, I believe, in the Indiana Jones game to just take out the Lego Nazis. There's no Lego Nazis in the game. So you guys couldn't do. Were they afraid of like Russian Legos or something in the game? I don't know, man. It seems very strange to me.
Because I've actually never seen Indiana Jones, but I played the Lego games, so nothing was wrong when I played it. Because I had no reference point. I was just like, these are great games, but I've never seen the movies. So
That's
I'm like,
really
this
funny.
is excellent. Well, same with I played Lego Star Wars. I hadn't seen those. I've never seen Pirates of the Caribbean either, but that's a fantastic Lego game too.
You should watch the first one at least. The first one's a legit good movie.
The first one is like an excellent actual movie.
Yeah, you should watch that, Micah.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's like the first Transformers movie. Like that.
I love that movie.
Oh, the first Transformers movie is a classic. I think
It's my favorite movie of all time. Oh, I love it.
It is? Really? I didn't know that. Holy
okay, hold your horses.
favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
I have It's at my parents' house. I made it in wood shop in high school. I had this treasure chest, and we were using like the CNC machine to like engrave things on it. So they were like, you can put whatever you want on it. And so I have the Decepticon logo on one side, and then on the top I had Megatron, and I had written to punish and enslave on top of it, because that's what the cop car in that movie. That's what's on his stickers there. And I remember bringing it home. My mom was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's from Transformers." She was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. Just think it's like some racist thing or something like that.
Oh, that's the thing. It's like to punish and enslave. I'm like, no. It's from that Transformers movie that I've seen many times. You're like, oh, all right.
Oh yeah, one of my ex-girlfriends did the special effects on Transformers. Actually,
really?
Oh,
yeah. Weird.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she took me back to her house and she was like, check out my Maya footage, and yeah, it was just transforming fucking Bumblebee. It was awesome.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I love that trilogy. All right. The second one, was during the writer's strike. They had a little bit of an issue there, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. There's this one scene where there's this guy in the desert and his butt is incredibly sweaty. And I laughed every time, and I'd rewind the DVD and watch it again. And one of my friends actually like made a clip of it for me. And I thought I could just watch it whenever I wanted without having to put the DVD in. It's hysterical because like this dude, he's like... he like comes out of the scene and his butt has like a slight like jiggle to it, and then it's like incredibly sweaty. And it got me every time.
Man, that's funny. Transformer butt gifs or whatever. That's so funny. Oh, okay. All right, guys. This one's for me.
She did Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I'm looking at her.
Oh shit, dude! Those movies have crazy special effects in them.
Yeah. I'm looking at her IMDb right now. She did Chronicles of Narnia, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Pirates of the Caribbean, Hancock. Remember that movie?
Oh, I've seen that one. Yes.
Oh yeah, Will Smith. Hell yeah.
I remember that.
That's awesome.
All right, this next topic is for me. I'm selfishly putting it in here. Echoes of Wisdom is now officially placed in the Zelda timeline.
Oh my
Listeners,
God.
you may know that I care about the Zelda timeline, even though I shouldn't. And I care about Zelda story, even though I shouldn't, because Nintendo doesn't care that much about it. But they have put it in the timeline. It's officially filed under the Heroes Defeated timeline, the split from Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
So what essentially it is, I don't want to say too much of it, but Mike, at a point in Ocarina of Time, there is two timelines that Nintendo decides. One is the hero fails, and one is like the hero defeats Ganon or something like that. And it splits the timeline. So this is in the hero fails timeline. And it has a bunch of the games in there. It's got, let's see, it goes A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, then the Oracle games, A Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes, then Echoes of Wisdom. So then I believe after that it is Zelda 1. So then it goes Zelda 2. And so that's the end of that timeline. And of course, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are their own completely separate timeline, I guess. So there's that. So another thing, it just exists on its own. But I'm happy to at least see where they would slot it in, even though it doesn't matter at all. I always look at this stuff and I am incredibly happy to see it and sad at the same time.
So it happens after A Link to the Past. Okay, so It is the same world as Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, and Echoes of Wisdom, and they all share the same map. Okay, same
timeline.
Yeah, but A Link Between Worlds wasn't a sequel to. Oh, fuck. I don't fucking care. Actually, I'm thinking way too.
You're thinking too hard.
Before
You're
I
thinking too hard
about it. Yeah, I'm
Gene, I want you to think about Breath of the Wild, a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry, Tears of the Kingdom, a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild.
That one,
and how in Tears of the Kingdom, characters just didn't know who you were that you interacted with in the first game. They had no idea who Link was. That's how much Nintendo gives a shit about their story.
Yeah.
So don't think about it too much, okay?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But
I'm thinking way too hard. It's like okay. It says it's like okay. Well, at least it all makes sense within the timeline where they all share the same map. So I'm like, okay, that's where it fits for me. I'm not going to think too deeply about whether one exists or with the other, because Echoes has some crazy lore shit actually, and so now it makes me wonder. Oh God, I go check out Zeltic. He's a great YouTube creator.
He is, yeah.
I interviewed him for Tears of the Kingdom, and he was.
Oh,
great.
You interviewed him? That's interesting.
I did interview him. Yeah.
He does good videos.
Yeah. He does really good videos, and he's probably the best YouTube source. He's probably like the Vati video of Zelda lore. So I would like he really understands like the Zelda books, and like he can even read like like some of
Hylian. That's funny.
the Hylian languages or whatever. Like he's actually like going through all that shit. So really good guy. So go
Cool.
check him out. Don't rely on us, or don't rely on me, because I don't give a shit. And
Don't rely on Nintendo either.
don't rely on Nintendo, because they also don't give a shit either. So.
Yeah. All right. That was my selfish segment. Okay. Next, we got some possibly Joy-Con 2 leaks that came out here they were posted on the Chinese website Bilibili. I'm not exactly sure what kind of website that it is, but some guy has allegedly like prototypes of the new Switch.
Bilibili is like a social media, like it's like Facebook or like it's like China, Facebook and YouTube like mixed together, like very video friendly. But everyone has their own profiles, or whatever. I have a Bilibili account actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some slight differences on some of the triggers and stuff like that. They look similar, but I think they're a little bigger as well. But now they're saying it's going to be with magnets kind of holding them together, not necessarily like the Switch stack on. So just slight altercations on there, but it is interesting to get confirmation. And this is white, the Joy-Con. That doesn't mean the system will be white necessarily, but it is interesting to see that, I guess. And I'm trying to see if there's any other information, because that's like about it. But yeah, just some patent stuff. And someone asked, the guy that leaked it is kind of hinting that a March release date is not enough for the amount of supplies they have to perhaps for it to come out. So it may come out even later than that, maybe like June or May, something around that time. So if you're holding off on Switch for Switch 2, you're still gonna have to wait a little while. Sorry, Micah. You're gonna have to play on that broken screen.
I know. Like every time I look at it, and it's when I see it when the screen is off and I catch like the glare of light falling on it, I just see all the scratches around the border. And it's like I could have been playing that sweet OLED this whole time, but I didn't expect them to do this to us. I didn't know they'd keep us waiting so long. It's like when your like girlfriend is like, I'll be ready in 5 minutes, and it's like an hour goes by.
Yep.
Yeah, right. That's what Nintendo has done to me right now.
I know. Ugh, I feel bad. Yeah. I'm playing on that like piece of shit Switch. It's just broken.
It's getting really hot. The Switch is starting to like overheat more and more.
Oh no.
So specifically, this wasn't a Switch issue. Cooking Mama Cookstar had a problem where it overheated people's Switch, and they had to actually release a patch for it. However, I am noticing more and more as I play like Zelda Echoes and now playing Dragon Quest 3 that the Switch, like I hear the fan kicking on when I'm playing in handheld mode more often, and the system itself is just getting warmer than it used to be.
Oh no.
So I have some mild concerns of, am I gonna get 6 more months out of this thing? Because she's starting to just seem like she's chugging, and I have concerns about her health.
Oh,
I don't want to
yeah.
have to put Lassie down, but
She's gonna blow up in your hand.
and what do I do at this point? I can't buy an OLED now. I look like a fucking chump. I can't. What do I do?
What about
if my Switch broke tomorrow? What the hell do I do?
What about a Switch Lite?
Oh, I would totally buy that. You're right. Yeah, I forgot
They have
that
the
existed.
Zelda one.
I'm not going to panic anymore. I forgot that existed. If my Switch dies tomorrow, I just get a light.
It's
so
like,
there it is.
Switch Lite's like 200, I think. The Zelda one's pretty cool.
I wanted the yellow one so bad. I just had
do they still have that?
use for it. I had no use for it, but I was like, this is the cutest little guy I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, they still make it. You want the block of cheese Switch?
Yes, yeah, representative of the cheese I cannot actually eat because of my lactose intolerance.
Yeah, they have like nice like pastel colors for this. Like a blue or a turquoise, like a pink and like a purple one. These are pretty nice colors.
Oh, man.
But the Zelda one, Micah, it's gold.
But I don't want to be a poser, the Triforce.
You're a Zelda fan now.
I am, but okay, I gotta air this out. I'm not gonna.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, no. All right, I'm gonna be. Somebody on the Reddit, was really upset about me listening to podcasts. But their example, they kept being like, you didn't listen to the soundtrack during Zelda Echoes, and I was just like, of all the games for that to be the one that's a problem, it's like, bro, no. It's a cute little puzzle game. If you're telling me that the soundtrack is so transformative of that experience, like I'll eat my left shoe. But like it's a cute little puzzle game. It's not Red Dead. It's not The Last of Us, dude. Like it's fucking a puzzle game. Like you just can't tell me it's that important. All right, you just can't. And fucking Zelda Echoes, like that's the prime example.
I'll support you.
It's just, I'm just like, dude,
listen,
like,
yeah,
that's too far. It's not The Last of Us. It's
right.
not Tales. All right,
Oh,
like,
come
dude,
on.
don't do this. Like, it's not. I like it a lot, but
right.
nah.
Listen, everybody, all the listeners out here, okay? Now, I understand your frustration. I am furious at Mike all the time about this kind of stuff. You guys, I know, you guys know this. But it is kind of the only way that it'll ever happen. Is the only way she'll ever play these games. She will not do it if she cannot listen to Game Grumps or like burp in her ear or something. She needs it.
He belches constantly.
Now, I just ask when you play these games, Micah, to at least listen to every track once. That's all.
Like I genuinely, I give the soundtrack a try. When I go to a new area, I'll listen to the music. But here's the thing, people. It's not just about the podcast. I was playing Dragon Quest III in complete silence for hours yesterday, and it was fantastic. No sound at all. Nothing. No podcast, no game noise, just silence. All right. I do that a lot.
Like my grandma would do that.
Sometimes you just want to look at it. So it just is like, I don't know, guys, like sometimes I just don't want any noise. That's a whole other thing but I'm not going to not game just because I don't want any noise.
Yeah.
So sometimes just sit in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Micah, that you had to read all that. As the boys just had their ranking of the most hated LSM members. You were at the bottom, thankfully. And I'm at the fourth top.
Dude, nice. Least hated.
Everyone always complains about how I'm always like bragging about like shit that happens in my life. And it's really funny to me.
Life.
Yeah, well, it's life. I'm talking about my life, and it's really funny to see the audience react to someone who has stories that are other than Shuhei Yoshida ate in my house a couple of times. Oh, I met Shuhei Yoshida. Did you know that? I met Shuhei Yoshida. Oh, I love Shuhei Yoshida. Amazing guy. But
yeah.
But once the audience starts hearing about other life experiences besides meeting Shuhei Yoshida, they start freaking out. So, that's what I think of you guys.
Yeah, it can get a little hairy out there at times. And I say this too. It's like I'm not like harping on this guy. It's only funny because like he basically wrote, he's like, do with this complaint what you will, and it's like I'm gonna do literally nothing with it. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna like change my entire approach to gaming because of one person's comment. Like, are you out of your mind? No offense. Are you out of your mind? Like, I'm going to do nothing with your complaint. I'm going to move along with my day and do nothing with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep playing games in silence if I so choose.
Not going to listen to you. I'm not going to listen to you. Look, if I'm the kind of person who just listens to people on the internet who are mad at me for a decision I made, I would not be on Last Stand Media, period.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Like Brad and I would not be on here, if we were the type of people who just always listen to people on the internet and just cave to their desires, So you got us. You get what you get, we're here because we're those kind of people,
Yeah.
Because we don't listen to you.
Yeah, it's okay, Micah. You just play how you want to play. Yeah. I'll still make fun of you, but that's okay.
Absolutely. No.
Yeah. You're talking about all these Grumps episodes, and think about how many I could have absorbed if I start, because like everyone makes fun of Micah listening to podcasts. I need to remind people I also do that now too. Actually, I don't. I'm not doing that during like Indiana Jones or whatever. But if it's a game that I'm like grinding through in Metaphor, for example.
Oh yeah. I think that's totally fine.
But yeah, I'm definitely putting something on to fill the time.
I think a lot of people do. Totally. Yeah. But yeah, just if I'm playing Zelda, nothing else, because it's special to me. But that I'm sure everyone has a game like that to them.
Echoes I actually listen to with podcasts too, because I did feel a little bit more like detached from the experience because I'm like I said, I'm solving puzzles. But when I'm in a dungeon, though, I lock in. I turn off everything, and like I'm paying attention, and like the musical cues and the changes will matter too, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm going around Zelda like looking for heart pieces or like finishing off the map or like completing all the echoes, then yeah, I'm totally just listening to podcasts as I explore. So
Sure. Yeah. All right. One final news thing, just a quick Nintendo Switch online game update. They have added Donkey Kong Land 1 and 2. Those are the Game Boy games. We have NES Tetris, which is coming out December 12th. And I know a lot of people love Tetris, so keep an eye out for that. And I think it's also coming to Tetris 99, like a NES Tetris theme. We got Toe Jam and Earl in a Panic on Funkotron. Let's see, Vector Man. Everyone loves Vector Man. And Wolf of the Battlefield Mercs. I have no idea what that game is. But if you have an NSO account, there's some new games for you there. 3 of those are Genesis games, so keep an eye out. Gene, did you ever play Vector Man?
I did. Loved Vector Man.
Yeah, I'll say everyone loved Vector Man.
Yeah, I did not have a Sega Genesis, but when I was able to get my hands on one, they either own Vector Man or I was able to play Vector Man. Or Vector Man is also available on like the Sega Genesis Classics, which is also on the Switch. Highly recommend the Sega Genesis Classics collection. It just has so many fucking games in it. How many games does that have? But it's definitely one of my favorite like collection games.
Is that the one where like the menu where you select the games is like a shelf or whatever in a room? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's inside the room and everything. Yeah, really, really good stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here we go. It has so many games. Yeah, 28 games. Altered Beast, which is Colin's most overrated game of all time for some reason. That was so weird. All the Golden Axes, all the like Phantasy Star 1 through 2 through 4, Rise Star, Shinobi 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, Super Thunderblade, Vector Man 1 and 2. And the 2D version of Virtua Fighter 2 for some reason.
Oh,
because that was the only Virtua Fighter. That was the Virtua Fighter
Sega's version of it. Yeah,
yeah.
Because it came out on Saturn then, I guess.
Yeah, and then it came out on. Did it come out on Saturn? Yeah, it came out on Saturn for sure.
Or was it CD? I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't have any of those.
Virtua Fighter Remix came out. Virtua Fighter Remix had the textures on the flat polygons. That was super cool.
That is cool.
And then Virtua Fighter came on 32X. I remember that too.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I'm also pleased on this list just getting more Donkey Kong games on there because we almost have all the Donkey Kong Country games on there. We're getting Returns next month on the Switch, which I'm gonna buy 100%. But I think we're just mixing, or Donkey Kong 64, I guess, is not a country game. So we'll have all the Donkey Kong Country games on Switch. So that is good news. I love that. Never thought we'd have all the Donkey Kong games before Zelda, but here we are. All right, guys, let's end this show with some questions from the audience like we do on all of our shows, actually. If you want to send in a question to this show, I post a thread every other Sunday calling for your submissions. So keep an eye out on our Patreon. You can submit whatever you want in there. Okay, guys, this is from Daniel. Hiya, crew. When do you think we'll know if physical Switch cartridges will work on Switch 2 or not? Right now, all we know is software, which could mean digital-only purchases. Will we have to wait until the reveal? I haven't bought a Switch game in over a year because I want to know it won't be stranded on stinky hardware. Well, Daniel, sadly, you're probably going to have to wait till the reveal till they actually say that. I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't even say that. If they just go, hey, it's just backwards compatible, that's it. I'm going to assume, yes, it will be physical as well. I'm going to assume that, but you never know with Nintendo. Micah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we'll find out at the reveal. I think they'll show us the little cartridge at the time and we'll be like, hey, it's the same one. Fantastic. Or they'll just say like backwards compatible with all your existing games. I'm hoping that that's what we get. It's the smart move with this huge library that they have built up with Switch. It is only a selling point to say, if you're buying a Switch 2 and you haven't played any of these games, you can play all of them here. And it's just, or bring your whole library forward. It's really, it'd be stupid not to. But I don't think we're going to find out till the reveal.
Yeah. What about you, Gene? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if God, it'd be nice, but I don't. I feel like it'll be a real hard sell. Imagine having two cartridge slots. I feel like they would not have the same cartridge. So I think we'd be lucky if we get like the digital stuff will transfer over. But you know, I think it's why I'm glad that I have so many different versions of the regular Switch. Just to make sure that the original cartridges will continue to work in perpetuity.
Didn't the DS have a Game Boy Advance slot as well?
It did, yeah, that's right. So
Right,
I'm wondering
and
if like would they do that again? I don't know, but
because the
they did do it
3DS
once.
played DS games,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
and those cartridges were slightly different shapes as well.
Yeah, maybe they'll just do some slight tweak with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, hopefully physical work, because my Switch collection is pretty much all physical. So I would greatly appreciate that, Nintendo. That'd be good. But we're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully we get that reveal this year. I don't know. Time's kind of running out, so we'll see. If it's not coming out until like close to the end of spring or summer, might not hear anything about it till like January, February. So we'll see. All right. This is from Zach. Punchers. With the Switch 2 being unveiled relatively soon, what new controller features would you like to see added to the new Joy-Cons and Pro controllers? Resistance triggers? Pressure face buttons? Adding speakers to the back into the controller? Or other features entirely? Thanks, Zach. What do you want to see, Micah? What do you want to see on the new Switch Joy-Cons and Pro controller? What features?
None of it.
None of it?
Nothing.
You don't want anything?
I can't stand it when Colin's playing PlayStation and the controller starts making sounds. It is so much louder. It is so weirdly loud. I can't stand it when the controller starts making noises. It's awful. So
Well,
always shut that off.
What kind
Sorry,
of
I don't
noises
want
are you
no-
talking about? Are you talking about like the game noises or the controller itself? Okay.
Yeah, like he's playing Astrobot and like a sound effect comes out of the controller. The volume is always far too high. I can't stand it. And it's startling. I don't like it. So no, I don't want any speakers. I don't like the triggers that when they feel like you're actually pressing like an actual gun and it's like I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't want the face. No, I don't want any of this. I like the Nintendo controllers. All they do is rumble a little bit. That's perfect. That's all I want. I honestly hate these modern controllers with all their bells and whistles.
Oh, their bells and whistles. They tried to kind of ramp it up. They used to hype up HD Rumble a lot. I remember on the Joy-Cons, and it's like
and it's
you
cool.
barely did anything with it.
No, you play 1-2 Switch,
Exactly,
and you
that's
got the game with the marbles.
Yeah, I was gonna
inside
say
of it,
that's like the only game they did it with, and that was a launch game.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, they did it.
I remember they had the whole presentation of like, ooh, it feels like water in it, and it's like,
Yeah.
and
It
I
was
was like,
amazing.
oh, interesting. And then it was just 1-2 Switch and no other game. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you have the DualSense where you're playing like Astrobot, and it feels amazing with him running around and the water droplets. It's so
But
good.
to be fair, it's only like Astrobot and Returnal.
Yeah.
And,
Only like first party does it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could see them kind of ramping up the controller a little bit. I wouldn't mind if it had like a little resistance on triggers and stuff like that, but whatever. I don't know. My expectations for Nintendo are never high on like controllers and stuff like that. So, well, I will say is what I like about the Switch controller, Pro controller a lot is the battery life is super good, really good.
It's absurd.
1,000 hours,
It is
yeah.
absurd.
So that's awesome. I'm a big fan of that. So I don't know. I think I'd rather just have that
I
on
will
their future
say,
controllers.
man, if Nintendo ever implemented a touchpad type of implementation like PS4 and PS5 has, I would totally welcome that, because then that would just incentivize more developers to kind of use the touchpad as, more buttons or more UI or whatever. I really love it when, like, for example, Ghost of Tsushima, you have to swipe up to like let the wind blow or whatever, and that like helps you with the checkpointing. Like all of that stuff is just so intuitive and feels good, and it'd be nice if more people can use that.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see what Nintendo does with it. They're very clever with that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
This would be awesome. Like, what
Yeah,
will
I'll
the
never
Zelda
forget
game do
having
with
to
that?
blow into like the Nintendo DS for like
Right, the microphone. Yeah.
No, I approve of the touchpad. I don't mind that.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That'd be acceptable.
Touchpad approved. Okay, so we all agree with touchpad at least then. So we're all set there. That's good. Okay, cool. I'll take that. All right, this is from Cameron. Hey, Fisters. I've been trying to play Breath of the Wild and started with the Gerudo and the Yiga clan is kicking my ass, trying to sneak through their hideout. What divine beast should I start with?
You're starting on the wrong one, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would not start with that one.
No.
My recommendation is the Zora one, which is like the east, I would say, southeast or close to that. That's who I start with most of the time because the stuff you get from it is very good when you finish it. Very good utility. And the game, in my opinion, kind of nudges you that direction anyways with some of your main quests. So that's what I would do. But what do you think, Gene? Where would you go first?
I forgot the Divine Beast, POW. I know that the Zora was there, and you get the fin from that. So that's very useful. Yeah, it seems like everyone is telling people to do the water one first. I think I got the wind one first. That's what it is. Rivali's Gale, because that will give you the extra jump.
That one's
boost.
good. Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah,
the water one will give you
that one. I always go for the Gale, but I think if you go for the bird people or the Zora people, then that's your best bet. So
yeah, I would do one of those first. Micah, which one did you do first?
Oh my god, Breath of the Wild. I got like 2 hours in before I threw in my hat. I was done. Too much. I don't like the weapons breaking. I don't like slipping down hills when it starts raining. I don't like any of that.
A bitch. I'm okay, and I understand the decision, but I will not defend weapons breaking or weapons durability.
Sure.
Not a fan. I really, really hope they get rid of that system in the next game and just fucking figure something else out to make resource management, interesting.
Yeah.
But for fuck's sake, the Master Sword should not just pop open and disappear after 20 hits. That
you gotta power it up.
That is stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Let's stop doing that.
You're asking stuff to make sense in Zelda is a big mistake, right, Gene?
Yeah, I'm asking Nintendo and the makers of Zelda to make sense, please. But
because what I'd be cool with is, okay, if you make a quick makeshift weapon, those have like a failing point.
Yes.
But my idea would be that there would be a subset of weapons which are permanent, and you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't understand why you would want to play that way for the whole time.
Yeah,
I just can't. I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah, even if it was like a super weak weapon,
exactly,
if it was of only like 10 damage or something, but it was unbreakable, I would totally be into it, and then you build yourself up to bigger, stronger weapons that break very quickly,
without people having that anxiety of not having a weapon or something.
Exactly.
I guess.
Yeah, the anxiety is always there, and it's always irritating. And it doesn't feel good to role play in.
Sure.
When you start thinking of every single your axes and your bats and your swords as bullets, basically, that you have to reload all the time. I don't like that. So
I enjoyed it, because I liked the management of it, and I liked swapping weapons a lot. I thought that was really fun, encouraging you to. But I totally get why no one likes it. Makes total sense to me. I understand it. So. Oh
yeah, you weren't here when I was talking about my switches that are, or maybe I spoke to you about it, but my switches that have never been online. I have the Zelda Special Edition OLED Switch that has never been online, and that one has Zelda version 1.0.
You're talking to me. Yeah,
all of the dupe glitches still available. So I have a save right there where that has an infinite Master Sword going on.
That's funny.
That's how much I dislike the weapons durability. Where it's I'll buy a whole I didn't buy the console. The Nintendo gave it to me, so I'll use a whole console just to replicate that experience, basically.
Yeah. Even Gene went off the grid for this. Even Gene.
Yeah.
I did go off the grid for it. Yeah.
Even Gene. Okay. Last question here. This is from Nicholas Brillhart. Greetings, bricked up bros and sister. I saw this as a small section of a post on Reddit, but it got me curious. What would a Mario and Sonic proper crossover game look like? Not a party game, but a proper platforming adventure. Okay. Gene, you're thinking about this as a big Sonic fan and big Mario fan. What do you want?
I'm wondering, would you have to slow Mario down or speed him up? What would be more
Yeah.
fun or interesting, or slow Sonic down? Because they both control so completely differently,
Yeah.
that it almost wouldn't work, and that's probably why it's never happened. It would have to be like a Capcom versus SNK / SNK versus Capcom thing, I think, where the Mario game will feel like Mario and the Sonic game will feel like Sonic. That's where I'm at right now, because I don't see a world in which you can have Sonic slip sliding all over the place and like he does, versus Mario's like airtight, like turning on a dime controls. Because Mario's not meant to move that fast, but Sonic has to have that momentum. It's the momentum of Sonic that fucks up the controls as a standard platformer. That's why he doesn't jump around like Astrobot, for example, right now. So yeah, I think, and for folks that don't know, Capcom versus SNK was made by Capcom, and the SNK versus Capcom was made by SNK, and then the characters that were the Capcom characters that were in SNK versus Capcom controlled and moved like SNK characters. They moved like King of Fighters and Fatal Fury characters, whereas Capcom versus SNK turned all the King of Fighters characters into basically Street Fighter characters. So
Right.
Yeah, it'd be fascinating, maybe it'd be a double pack kind of like, like a multiverse adventure where, like Sonic Generations, right?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Right?
Yeah.
Sonic Generations has the two or three different variations of Sonic going on there. So yeah, I think you would just have to have like basically two different games going on there, which would be a lot of fun, actually. Would that be great value, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You could maybe do Mario section levels that are more open, I guess. More like Mario 64, maybe.
Ooh.
And some Sonic areas
run
Sonic levels are like the more
Sonic,
linear kind of levels. I don't know, something like that maybe. You could give Mario a weird furry power-up suit where he can run really fast or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, there is a planet where Ratchet or Rivet, I forget which one, but anyways, one of the Lombaxes gets like jet boots, and you can run around the entire map like this wide open world with jet boots, and he's moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, imagine if Insomniac Games made a Sonic game.
Yeah.
That's the level of quality and production that I think a lot of Sonic fans would love, and we're just not getting that right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Insomniac, go make a Sonic Cross Sonic game. That's probably a good compromise right there. Neither Sega or Nintendo has to make it.
Yeah.
And let fucking Insomniac figure that shit out, and they probably will.
Yeah. Michael, what would you want to see?
Well, what I'm picturing is Mario is on roller skates. All right. And so like you have each stage is basically two different sections. So for the first section, he is like tethered to Sonic and he's pulling him around on roller skates. All right. So the first section is like feels like a Sonic level. And then there's going to always be like a big ramp. And like Sonic will like stop and Mario is like propelled off the ramp, and then you're propelled into a Mario level and he does his own thing, because it's like, what do you really, it's hard to translate. You don't want Sonic to be slow. That sucks. You don't want Mario to be like fucking slap dashing all around the place. So I just picture him instead just being jettisoned up to like a higher level. Like the goal is that Sonic is going around the lower world and trying to get Mario up to like a high point, and then he does his thing over there. That's the only way I can make this work.
I like that's a great idea though. Cinematic director Micah Moriarty. Yeah.
Yeah,
just full of horrible ideas.
I like that you want him just skitching with Sonic. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Maybe Sonic could pull him in like a wagon or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
But that would be a very cute visual. That would be a very cute visual that would work for look at them, Sonic and Mario. They're teaming up and they're so cute together. They're pulling around in a wagon and Mario's being pulled around like a little baby.
Yeah.
He is.
I guess you could have Mario keep up with Sonic with him driving like his go-kart or something, running along. One's running, he's in the go-kart.
Yeah. Here we go. Now we're making it work.
Now we're making an actual game right here. Hell yeah.
But now we just got to think about how to slow Sonic down. Like maybe he blows out a knee or something. I don't know. where he
He
loses
gets hit
his
by the
shoes.
go-kart.
Yeah, he gets hit by the go-kart. Yeah, he can't run as fast. He gets a little crippled or something. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, well, you know, he doesn't have to run like he doesn't have to blow away the go kart. You know, like the go kart and
Right.
Sonic can just like race together. You
Yeah,
know, like
exactly.
Sonic would be faster than the go kart, but you know, he doesn't. You can still make you can just make the go kart have rainbow fucking fuel or whatever to go faster or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just
I
make
mean,
it some stupid shit.
you save the Sonic breaking the sound barrier for like the final boss where he goes supersonic or something like that.
Exactly. That's when you start doing the switch up between Mario and Sonic, and it's like, oh my god, now you're controlling Mario, and Mario is fucking fighting,
Mhm.
you know, Dr. Eggman Bowser, whatever.
Dude,
you know?
Gene, what if it's like Metal Gear Solid 4 where there's like the camera cuts of like Raiden fighting
yeah.
Vamp or something and it's Sonic fighting Robotnik? That'd be amazing.
Why hasn't anybody else done this trick before?
I don't know,
Why
man.
is it only in Metal Gear Solid 4? You know, and
Yeah.
I guess like It Takes Two, you know, and sometimes Hitman, but like that picture-in-picture style is so cool.
Yeah.
And very like tension building. And yeah, oh my god, imagine Mario and Sonic working together, and it just becomes like this fucking crazy anime where they just like deliver the final punch together, you know, like
Yeah, it's like some
fucking
Smash
Dante and
Brothers
Virgil,
game.
you know, they just go
Yeah.
jackpot, you know,
Jackpot.
jackpot,
Jackpot. Yeah.
jackpot,
Chili dog. Yeah, something like that.
and chili dogs and punch,
Chili dog. Yeah.
and then God is dead, you know.
Yeah, God's dead. Robotnik's dead. It's over. End credit sequence with Luigi and Shadow the Hedgehog teaming up for the next game. And I'm in. Sounds
Luigi
good.
and Shadow stay vigilant.
Yeah, or they like go to a haunted mansion together and hunt ghosts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're cooking on something here, Brad.
Yeah, I think Nintendo should contact us. We got ideas, Nintendo.
We're all for free, too. Like, we're just giving these away. All these
Yeah.
little gems.
Well, pay me, Nintendo. Then I'll work on the game.
Yeah.
We'll make a game for you. It'll be sick. Don't worry. We can do a whole cinematic universe planned out. Everything. Because we can do the Amy and Peach game. We can go places. Oh, I guess Luigi would have to go with what's his name? Tails. Maybe we can do
No.
Bowser and Shadow together. The bad boys.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm not involved if Tails is in it. I can't do it.
Oh, is Tails the breaking point for you and Sonic?
God, this just he sucks.
Multiple
You know, he's
Tails
just
is
always
gross.
Okay, that's fair.
just he's just horrible.
I mean,
you
most
know?
of them are horrible.
They are, but that's the whole thing, right? There's one of them that's even worse.
Okay, dude. That's fair.
Rouge the
Yeah.
Bad is not horrible. Come on.
All right, come
no,
on,
Rouge the Bad
Gooner.
is great. You got Big the Cat. All right, he's cool.
Big the cat sucks, man. Ooh,
No, he doesn't.
Where's Froggy?
Big
Where's
Big
my
Cat is
frog?
like borderline like ableist.
Yeah.
I blame Big the Cat for the reason why everyone is saying the R word again. That's what I was
dude,
saying.
100%. I
He
like
normalized
that.
it, you know.
I like that, Gene. That's spot on.
Everyone's always like, why is everyone saying the R word again? And it's like, it's because of Big the Cat. That's why.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
made that normal. People grew up with the Big the Cat. They kept calling him the R word, and it just stuck. You know.
Yeah.
But Big was asking for it.
He was. He sure was. Let me walk around and look for Froggy in this game where I'm supposed to be running
It's
fast.
like, dude, like doing the Big the Cat voice feels problematic. You know.
Yeah.
No, exactly, right? It does. It's I don't know. It's also I remember Game Grumps. I think it's when they're playing Majora's Mask and like you have to get Dampy to follow you,
Yes.
and he just refuses. And they're like, Dampy, let's go, but like he just won't follow you, and it's just like it is. It's like, what is with these games giving us? I don't know this very challenging person to deal
well,
with.
yeah,
Why?
have you
Dampy,
seen?
too.
Have you seen Dampé's face? He's got some
seen-
problems. All right.
I
Give him a break. Give him a break.
I admit that every Zelda game he's in, I don't interact with him.
Well, you're
like,
gonna
it
have
makes
to.
It makes you talk to him once, and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
You're
Every
gonna
Zelda
have
game you have
to.
to. And it's the whole reason why I never actually completed Link's Awakening, because I didn't realize that the last 2 or 3 heart containers were hidden behind like Dampé's like fucking side quests in Link's Awakening.
No, I just didn't need. You don't
Yeah,
need them.
I didn't do that for years, and then like when Echoes came out, I was like, okay, let me just lock in and just finish like all of Link's Awakening, and then I got to end again, and I was like, I'm missing 3 heart pieces. What am I missing? And it's like, fucking Dampé, I gotta deal with that fucking asshole, that R word,
No.
you know?
I just refused. I just refused. I was like, I'm not. I talked to him once. I'm like, I don't want to do this, and I just didn't. Like every game he's in so far, I just leave him alone.
Well, he is required in Ocarina of Time, so get ready for that.
Yeah.
God.
Required.
I'll save that one for last.
No, don't you dare play Majora's Mask before that game.
Well, why not? That one's
Because
got
it's a
purple
direct
on it.
sequel.
Because it's like watching
sequel?
Godfather Part 2 before the Godfather
Yeah.
Part 1.
I've never seen. I have
But
no
you've never seen
reference
it
for
either,
that.
which is fine. That's okay.
No.
But, you know, like you could watch Terminator 2 before watching Terminator 1. That
I
makes
did.
sense.
I've seen Terminator 2. I've never seen the first movie though.
Really, you should watch Terminator 1. That was really good too. Yeah. But, yeah, it's a direct sequel. It's like part.
I didn't know.
Two, you know?
I didn't know. All right.
You didn't know it was a direct
Ocarina.
sequel when it says Terminator 2?
No, I'm talking about Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Okay.
I was like,
yeah.
what?
No, Terminator 2 is because Colin watched it for Knockback. And so I sat down and watched it with him, but I never seen it. Same with Alien. I've seen the second one. I've never seen the first
That
one.
must be fun.
Yeah.
Does Colin have fun like just showing you movies, like because you haven't seen any movie? It seems like so.
Yeah, because now we can make references about it, right? Because he's always quoting movies that I've never seen, but I do the same thing to him. I'm making Game Grumps references left and right. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
That's amazing.
He doesn't know what I'm saying. Like, he's got no clue. Like, because I'll be like, this tastes like rats fucking. And he's like, what does that mean? It's like, Dan said it. Like, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Doesn't know, man. Doesn't know.
Well, at least you both don't know Twitch streamers. They're so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. But if it's not Dustin or Brad, I ain't watching it. All right. That's it. That's all I know.
I think my favorite moment in punching up history so far has been Gene referring to Dampe as the R word. It's just so good. I love that. It's so I'm gonna think about that every time now. Oh
yeah, so
man.
much for our family friendly podcasts. But
no, that's never happening, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. It didn't even last like 30 minutes when we talked about it last time.
If we try that one day, we'll make an event out of it if we try it.
We couldn't even talk about Costco and keeping it clean.
No,
I'm sorry. Wrong show for that. I'm sure there's other friendly Nintendo podcasts out here, but this is a podcast for degenerates, all right? So keep your kids away from us.
We are the Last Stand Media.
You might get called the R word. I don't know, so watch out. All right, guys. That's it. We're done. Another episode in the books of Punching Up. Gene, Micah, thank you for joining me. As always, blast chatting with both of you. Before we go, though, anything you guys want to say? Any final words? Anything? Not required.
I gotta go cook dinner.
Okay,
That's
nice.
it.
What are you making?
I gotta check the dates on the meat. I got pork chops in the fridge. I also got some boneless chicken thighs.
Ooh.
I just gotta check the dates on which one I gotta use first.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Nice. That sounds awesome. Gene, what about you, dude?
You know, I thought I was going to gear up for Game Awards coverage because it's usually on the 7th, but no, it's on the 12th. It's next week. Next week Thursday. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna chill. Probably just play more Persona 5.
Excellent.
Ignore Indiana Jones now that I've removed, absolved myself of the responsibility of publishing it. Because you're, like you said earlier, no one was really pressuring you to meet embargo. And same with me. Like my editors who don't know anything about video games aren't going to be like, Gene, you have to meet the Indiana Jones embargo or else. And they don't
Right.
It's self pressure. Because I would like that traffic. And to be fair, like a lot of people did read my Indiana Jones preview. People were really, really interested in it. But people are really, really interested in the Star Wars Outlaws preview too. Like, even if they're not playing the games, they're interested in reading about it. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, I'll probably log off and just probably play a mix of Persona 5 and Indiana Jones, basically. So
excellent. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, not a bad time, actually.
No, not a bad time at all. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching or listening. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you next episode. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Colin's Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.